Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Speed Gaming 3 for our weekly SMZ3 race. Today we have a normal logic race featuring Niterific, Leslie Pro 04, Hydropower, and Raylan Tankier. I'm Semper Firedong, joined by my good friend Zeruvian. How are you, buddy?
We are ready to watch some rando, Semper.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good one. We got 18 entrants for today's race, so that's the 4 you see here, plus 14 more racing behind the scenes. It's gonna be a good time. It's normal logic, so nothing crazy like hell runs or lava dives or mock balls or any of that's gonna be necessary, but they're still probably gonna do it.
You know, some of our runners are going to do it just because they're more comfortable doing it, but also because the seed might still give us something crazy. Normal's known for some of its antics because of its logical requirements, and we may see some of our runners break through that today.
Yep, normal logic tends to be trollier than hard logic. Putting items in places that people really don't like them to go. You know, like boots on pet or ice rod on shack tool, things like that.
And that's not even taking account the fact that we have no idea what we're getting into until we get into the seed. You could see something as bad as Morphon Laser Bridge. That's happened. That was normal.
Morphon pedestal.
Morphon Pedestal. Oh boy. Moon Pearl and Lower Norfair.
I've only ever seen one Agaped seed, I think, for SMZ3, and that was entertaining. That's basically an all dungeon seed in SMZ3, so you gotta do everything. And it looks like we are getting ready to go. The racers have been given the go-ahead to start, and we will see them going soon. Here we go! All 4 of them are probably going to head straight to Link to the Past, as there's only one logical check for them to make in Super Metroid.
And a bunch of logical checks to make in Link to the Past. I would imagine everyone's going to go right into Kakariko here.
Probably, after checking the Lake Helios Island, and then maybe going to see the uncle. We'll see. Maybe we'll see an early Houlihan as well.
Let's see, is anyone going to bite on going down? Nope. Everyone's going Link to the Past. We're going to see what's waiting for us on the island for later. And it's just a vanilla piece of heart, so we'll probably not be seeing our runners pick that up.
Probably not. I like to see the myriad of sprites we have today. We have a Dark Link, a Link, and a Samus. Samus is in the wrong game.
Looks like Raylan has decided to go straight for Sanctuary.
We got a nice map check. It's a 7 crystal on Harapara, a red crystal on Desert, and a red pendant on Eastern.
I don't know about the Uncle start so much in the combo randomizer. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's a little bit more risky because of how many more items have been introduced into the pool.
Yes, but it also allows you to get a nice early tree pull. And if you don't take any damage, it's an automatic tier 3, which was blue rupees, and a tier 2, which is red rupees, which is kind of nice.
Oh, take damage, get rewarded, get a bomb from a guard drop. That's pretty nice for Niterific.
That's really lucky. That pot toss wasn't very lucky, though. Oh, Hydropower got it, too.
That's just supers up on Lumberjack, so we will not be seeing Aghanim die for the item, not necessarily meaning that we will have to see him live. We might still need to kill him for Dark World access.
We got 5 more supers in the Sanctuary. Raylan's making his way over to the Forest of Misery. I mean, the Lost Woods. It's basically the same thing.
Our first pack of power bombs.
Pack of power bombs. Yeah, buddy. Jinx.
I'll buy you a soda later, Semper. Those power bombs are going to be really important as soon as we find our morph ball, especially if it comes in early. It's the only thing that allows us to get around unless you have morph ball bombs to boot.
Our bush crabs are just handing out green rupees today, so that's not even worth picking up. Red rupees everywhere from these tree pulls.
Everyone's going to end up with a good chunk of money going to Kakariko, so no bottle merchants skip today, at least not intentionally because of having no money. Raylan Tankier has entered Kakariko Village. Let's see what we've got going on here. He's going to have to go down and buy some bombs, though, as he hasn't had a run-in with a guard yet.
He's going to try his luck in the back of the tavern first, see if he gets a lucky 3-bomb drop here. Does he get it? No. The chances of getting 3 bombs there were very slim. It would have been even better if he got the 10-bomb drop from the uncle. But $50 is easy to spend with getting those bombs, because you need bombs to get through all of the Kakariko checks. Well, at least most of them for the first trip, anyway.
And that's not to say that Nidorific and Hydropower won't have to go buy bombs anyway. They can check 9 or 10 checks before they end up leaving one of the bombable spots between either Kakariko Well or Blind's Hut.
And we've got just a piece of, or a full heart container in the chicken hut. Raylan's going to give us a good first look at the well, while Hydropower gives us a first look at Blind's hut. Silver arrows in the well. That's a nice find early on.
Early silver is pretty nice, remembering that we are on V30-ish logic for this game combination. So the silvers and the bow are separate items. We're going to still have to find our little string and twine there to be able to shoot those and kill things later. Not seeing anything exciting out of
We also saw a speed booster in Blind's hut. That's kind of nice. That can open up some checks in Pink Bryn.
Most notably, you've got Big Pink available to you now, and we did see a hammer on the bottle merchant.
Ooh, that's kind of required. Luckily, there's 300 rupees in Blind's hut, or in the well, so that means that the all players, even if they don't have the money right now, they will have the money to buy it from him eventually.
Yeah, it's speed booster, kind of exciting for later. I don't want to see it early, just because of the kinds of things it puts into logic, even on normal.
It's normal. Normal likes the troll.
Could we see another morph ball on Big Pink?
It won't be the first time, won't be the last.
What seed was that?
And in the back of the well was just another heart container, or a piece of heart.
And Raylan?
We found our second pack of power bombs, so that'll be useful for giving us the 15 required to make it much easier in Metroid.
At 15, the magic number. Not only is it good for getting around the Brinstar Loop and other areas, but 15 is the minimum number of power bombs that you would need to be able to go through Torian without Ice Beam, without having to rely on drops. That's a glove. So we have a glove and we have a hammer.
That's a glove and a hammer very early on. All we're missing is a Moon Pearl, and we can get some Dark World shenanigans going on real early.
And we do have plenty of stuff to look at yet.
Yeah, Sphere Zero Dark World access? That'll be fun. There's another heart container in the flooded area of the dam. And now we're going to go see the Light World versions of Hype Cave, otherwise known as Mini Moldworm.
It'll be interesting if Raylan gets enough money to possibly consider going to Zora. Do you make that gamble this early?
That's a good question. The Mini Moldworms are being extremely difficult right now.
You might think, oh boy, they have a hammer, it's pretty good. The hammer has the most wonky hitbox in the entire game, and those wiggling mini Moldworms love to give it a dodge.
And there's the third pack of power bombs, so we're good now. All we need is that morph ball to use them. And another pack of power bombs, so now we're up to 20. Wow.
So Nito is opting to go get whatever was on Race Game.
I believe it's a pack of missiles.
That's actually not a bad call, because I don't think we've seen too much by way of ammunition so far in this seed.
I would have to agree with you.
And I'll be honest, I do think that we're going to see Raylan go ahead and save and quit, get the back of Sanctuary here with that glove.
I'm going to have to agree with you there as well.
So while the fake flipper checks might actually be, worth considering, you're gonna miss out on a bunch. Oh, nice 8 drop. I guess the crabs have the nice prize pool today.
And there's another flying bomb in the Ice Rod Cave. So here comes the back of escape check from Raylan, like you said he would do.
I mean, this makes sense. It tells you what's going on in Hyrule Castle, whether the front is considered to be in logic or potentially have a key in Dark Cross. It could have anywhere from 1 to 3 items back here.
Let's get both orbs back here. That would be hilarious.
Oh, that would be awful, just because of how much it opens. That's an orb!
Whoa. That's one of them.
And I think we're going to see some Super Metroid action. What do you think, Semper?
I hope so. That was a morph ball.
Morph, 20
I was half right.
We're going to see some Bryn Loop from Raylan Tank here, because that is absolutely in logic right now.
Including the gauntlet, if he so chooses to do so.
Well, Gauntlet is actually out right now. You still need another E-Tank on normal for it to be considered. However, that wouldn't stop some runners. Looks like Raylan's just going to go straight left.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah, you probably want to consider either another safety, at least one suit, screw attack, something to make that gauntlet a little bit less treacherous. You can have a peek at the back to determine whether or not you want to even give it a shot, too. Highlighting again why Nito decided to stop and pick up those missiles. We only have 10 regular missiles and 10 super missiles on Raylan Tanker's ammo counts, so the ability to use those at free will is pretty good. As we see, there's nothing really waiting for us in the back of Gauntlet, so I would imagine if Raylan does it at all, he's only going to scope the front item and then give it a skip.
It looked like a bomb capacity upgrade and an energy tank.
And that's exactly what that was.
It looks like Hydropower is going for a fake flipper to go check the Zora area.
Yeah, chat pointing something interesting out, that the key in the leftmost chest of the back of Escape does put the front of Hyrule Castle in logic, but not Dark Cross, which could have an item later on for our runners.
And that is hard lamp locked, logically. Because unlike the Link to the Past logic, the Fire Rod does not provide a ample light source.
And Hydropower's gonna go visit Scamfish.
Interesting.
Hello, Gravity Suit.
Magical pancakes already?
That's also
and
our
a
first
bottle.
bottle, and of course in SMZ3 all of your bottles come empty. I didn't see what the bridge item was.
Hydropower taking a death to a Zora. I think the bridge item was either power bombs or missiles.
I mean,
Or maybe 20
it's
bucks.
skippable then. I suppose he wants them. It's more power bombs. That's 2 crystal flash ammo counts for Raylan here, provided we find more of the actual, missile ammo.
Chat's now saying it's weird to be acknowledged by the commentators. It happens a lot. We do it all the time.
So, Leslie Pro has opted to do Bryn Loop starting in Criteria. Ooh.
Oh, Raylan, Phil! Desert Palace was a red crystal, Hera was a blue crystal. Razor Flame Kun.
So we're seeing that bad feeling. I think he got a little bit nervous when he saw that trash tank sitting on where the E-Tank would be at Etikun's. But we don't know what's behind the door, so he's going to have to go back around.
I hope it's not anything useful. Or I hope it is something useful, that way he's not making this trip wasted. Oh, he almost fell again. And that hurts.
Oh, that's a bad feeling. And we have an E-Tank from the Scamfish, so that's putting 500 rupees into a soda machine and getting the smallest can of Coke you could ask for.
Raylan needs to be a little bit careful. He's taking quite a bit of damage down here. Now, he does
this-
have the gravity suit, so it's helping to reduce some of it, but his health is still relatively low. And Hydropower has an Ice Beam, and so does Leslie Pro. I'm gonna
I
guess
didn't see where
230
they set up.
missiles.
I can't exactly split one eye from another eye, so and that's why we have
I thought
Razor
you
Flame
were a
Goon today,
dragon.
our
I thought you
tracker.
could do that.
Nah. I just hyper focus on one thing. That's Nidourific getting his Morph Ball, so we'll see him join our other runners here in just a moment. That's a shovel. Yeah, big
Early
shout outs to
Dick
Razor
Spaka
Flame Coon.
regression.
Yeah, big shout outs to Razor Flame Coon. He has opted to track all 4 of our runners today. So give him some love in the chat, and he's gonna keep us honest as we go through here. He's gonna at least keep me honest. I don't know what Semper's deal is.
Yeah, ain't nobody keep me honest. We got Billy Mays got some supers and $20.
So supers and a mail-in rebate? Question mark. And we see 50 rupees up here
sure,
at the
why not?
landing site. This is a location that you often see skipped.
Not for Nito. He's going to get up there first to make sure there's nothing special there. Now he's going to go to
So
Gone.
we're probably going to see Raylan stop
Maybe.
here to farm some
Yep.
supers. As we have both the wave gate you can logic skip here with a well-placed super missile, and of course Spore Spawn you can logic skip with the back door. Hey, it's
there's
a
a swingy.
sword!
And there ain't nothing quite like checking waterway on the first go through Brent's door.
Oh, you love being able to get waterway out of the way. It's more supers on the morph pedestal, which is interesting. And we find out that Gauntlet largely has nothing for us, as that front item is 20 rupees. So Nito will be sorely disappointed, though the E-Tank might be nice moving forward.
He'll probably pick up the E-Tank and be quite happy with that because, taking damage back here is pretty dangerous. That acid takes a lot of health off if you don't have any suits.
And we're finding Varia. Leslie Pro has picked that up out of, I believe it was the Green Hills Tunnel.
So we're already got all of the suits. That's like Super Metroid Go mode right there.
And there it is for Hydropower. So we'll see Raylan Tanker will have both suits leaving the Bryn Loop here, and that basically means we're almost in low percent Super Metroid Go mode already.
Chat's also telling us that there was a sword on the Zora Ledge that we both missed.
Yeah, but right now we have no way to get to it. You can't get to it logically without the flippers, and you can't get it with a Splash Lead, as we have no gear to perform that at this moment. So that might be a sword we see our runners go back to later if they come scarce, like late in the seed, GT or something. Once you go to the Zora domain, you generally don't want to go back.
So Nito's now getting his items through the early supers, and now Raylan Tank here is going to show us the Wave Gate glitch and the back of Spore Spawn skip.
Question will be which order he decides to do this in. This is probably correct because he only has so many supers right now, just 3. And you're going to need at least 1 to get out of here in the back of Spore Spawn.
And you're going to hope that some of these guys drop you one.
And Leslie has opted to do the parts of Pink Bryn, he's skipping those and going directly to Kraid. So he might come to that gravity suit a little bit later on.
Doing the Bryn skip is interesting. A lot of people like to make that play. Today, it's probably not going to pay off. As that could be our first sword logically required down there, and you kind of need one of those. Specifically, you need 2 of them. But here comes our first boss fight of the game from Kraid.
Now, is Leslie gonna invite Kraid to dance, or are we gonna see him fall straight down? And that hand blocking the first shot. Kraid says, talk to the hand. Because I'm standing up.
Hydropower has still not managed to get the wavegate glitch.
I didn't see if Raylan decided to skip that item because of his super count.
I'm going to presume he did, because he's over here. And Hydropower got it. Is it worth the time? No.
No.
Down goes Kraid. First blood, 19 minutes, 40 seconds. For a shield. Yay!
It's not bad to get a shield or 2. I mean, if you get all 3, obviously that has something to say about what the seed's trying to say. Especially, you know, not necessarily in this case having Kena Burna.
Welcome in from Speed Gaming main channel, 83 members. Welcome to the SMZ3 weekly race. We are 20 minutes into a wonderful normal logic race today. And so far, it's been kind of interesting.
It's been kind of generous. We have knowledge of both suits, and right now we are just a Moon Pearl from Dark World Access already. We also have knowledge of 2 swords, so it's mostly just a progression hunt at this point.
We also need to get our Dark World map check to see what dungeons we will have to be completing today in the Dark World.
And a vanilla E-Tank from Kraid's prize. That's, okay.
Yeah, we do need 3 of them minimum to beat the game.
Actually, most of Upper Norfair is available to our runners as well if they decide to go ahead and use Frog Speedway to get to Bubble Mountain.
Oh yeah, I love Frog Speedway.
And the one other thing we can have a gander at, our good old friend Crocomire is in Logic.
Well, we also have Ice Beam, so that's also logical access to the front door, I believe. But I could be wrong. I'm a little rusty.
On its own, I don't know. We don't have any movement skill. I mean, we do have Speed Booster, so regardless, it's in Logic. You know, either way.
Always bet on Croc. That's what I say. That's my line.
You know, Croc did nothing wrong until he has your Ice Rod at Indiana Jones, and you don't have a Can Fly or Speed Booster.
Oof. That's not Croc's fault.
I was going to say, speaking of Speed Booster, I thought we might have seen Raylan Tankier check this Shaft Super item, but he's decided to give it a pass for now.
Interesting. If he had Ice Beam, I bet he'd do it.
It's in Logic without. The Ice Beam does make it a lot easier because you can just freeze the Booyons and have no problem dashing over them. Otherwise, you have to do either, you know, a well-placed charge sign spark and then jump over them to get just enough time to spark up the shaft. We're also talking about a low energy count, and he does have variance, so he'd probably be able to survive it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He'll come back. He got the more difficult... Oh, there's a fire rod on top of a Spectacle Rock Cave.
And Leslie saw something...
And apparently there's a mirror. It's a mirror.
That's actually huge, because that puts Tower of Hera immediately into Logic. It is a crystal. It does give us East Death Mountain.
And it's full clearable.
No, we also have East Death Mountain here. So that's an additional 8 checks. We also see on his tracker lit up
stuff.
Ether, so we need to start watching Leslie Pro more because we're missing a lot of stuff here.
I mean, it's hard to keep track of 4 screens at once. I don't know how our trackers do it. There's 2 of us, and we can't manage it.
Too busy talking.
Yeah, we're good at that.
Nito did pick up his Varia. He's deciding to finish up Bryn Loop anyway. I'll be interested to see whether or not he decides to make an early play into something like Wrecked Ship here. Because he's not afraid of no Phantom before he tanks.
Yeah, not at all. There's our Dark World map check. We got Green Pendant, Misery Mire, Blue Pendant, Ice Palace, and
the
a
5/6 is on Skull Woods. Jinx.
So we're just a Moon Pearl away from being able to get 5/6. No, we need that. Well, no, we can get one of the 5/6 crystals anyway.
Yeah, Desert is unknown as of yet. You don't have a way in, and even if you do, it may be boots locked for our runners. That's not something you want to see in the basement cage.
Well, if you get Fire Rod just before entering Tower of Hero, chances are Tower of Hero is going to be fire locked. You know, just a guess.
No, in before Big Key in the map chest. It's a mushroom. It's our second fetch quest, because I believe we've already seen the shovel, am I not correct?
Yes, the shovel was in Blue Bryn.
So the fetch quests are coming out strong already here. And Leslie's setting up to just take a coffee break in this room.
It's only 24 minutes in, you shouldn't be needing a coffee break already.
Sure. What if you drank your first coffee and you need another one? Just run to Starbucks while you're in this room. It's really not that long. This is a good time to just get a sip of water, have a quick stretch, clear your mind. And
here comes the Shaft Super's check from Raylan.
And you are correct, he came back with the Ice Beam, and it's a blue mail.
That's kind of nice.
Not strictly required considering the level of play that our runners are showing us already, but definitely nice to have.
Nitorific's hot on his tail.
Yeah, Raylan had to go get Ice Beam and double back. Nito just said, okay. And we have a vanilla Big Key in Hera, of course. So the question will be, which of those next 3 checks had the second item?
I'm going to go with Moldorm. You got to kill him anyway.
So I questioned in chat, how come SMZ3 never introduced progressive bows? The developer for the game, Total, is not a fan of progressive bows, so he decided to stay with an earlier version of the logic and fork off of that. And we'll see later on where some of the key logic that you may know from Link to the Past Randomizer is remarkably different because we're working on an earlier version of that logic. It's thrown me off in Palace of Darkness more than a few times.
It's just the same reason why we have bottles that show up empty, and the magic fairies only give you green potions. Because Total's the boss, and he's our Lord and Savior, who's created this masterpiece of games.
Without Total, this would be a very interestingly different project if it existed at all, I would say. We're going to see Hydropower go down Red Tower. I think...
Oh, the flippers!
Ooh, we have a Crystal Swamp, so that is a very important item to get, and it's going to be hard to skip that, honestly. Just because the game literally points you into Tower of Hera. And speaking of Swamp, we can do Hookless Swamp if we decide to get, if we get a Moon Pearl and decide to go that way with Dark World access. Nito
Hookless
taking
Swamp is gross, man. Why would you say that? That's just mean. Moldorm telling Leslie, nope.
They're asking, did Leslie not get a sword? I don't think Leslie went that deep. He skipped Brinstar, right?
Yes.
So no, he does not have a sword. Although we did put a sword into logic for him, and I don't believe he's been to Zora yet based on his rupee count. Either way, you're going to want to fight Moldorm with Hammer, because it's 3 quick whacks and the worm goes down.
Just like that. And we get the map or the compass? The compass. Oh, space jump.
Hello, Space
Space
Jump.
jump in Alpha Peebs. That's a nice can fly.
That's not just nice, that's going to give us all the mobility we could ask for. We can now think about doing parts of Lower Norfair here, as it is in logic.
Yeah, Lower Norfair is full clearable. The SMZ3, or Super Metroid, is basically go mode at this point. Is a hook
Yeah,
shot
I would
for
say
a
we're in
couple
MO
beats.
mode already. And
then
for
we
a
got
while,
Nito
it was Nito following Raylan.
Sorry, go ahead.
For a while, we had Nito following Raylan. Now it's Raylan following Nito as he's taken over, and they're both going to wreck ship here.
Gonna go take on the Ghost of Argus.
And Hydropower is going to give us a look at what's in the X-ray location as Leslie decides to take the walk of shame through Spiral Cave. Not having boots makes this check feel so long.
Yep, there's a reason why we call it Resident Sleeper Cave. Spooky Missiles is exactly that. Spiral Cave was highly disappointed with just 20 bucks.
And yes, it is Hydra that got the speed booster. And with one heart, all Leslie needed to do was bop into a dead rock, and that would have felt real bad, but into Paradox Cave we go. 7 checks here.
Be careful about the mold orms in the next room as well. Well, there's a couple hearts here, so I suppose it's not going to be as safe or as dangerous. We got another energy tank and a bug net, so now we can kill Swaggin' Just kidding. It's not useful at all.
Bugnet can be useful later on if you do love your powder and fairies and safeties and bottles and all that fun stuff. So the hunt for the Moon Pearl is on. The question is, where's it going to show up here?
The rest of Paradox
And the
Cave is
answer
looking
appears to
pretty
be-
disappointing.
I wouldn't hold my breath. High jump boots are very nice.
You don't really realize how useful they are until you don't have them.
It's less the not having high jump and more the having high jump, no high jump, and having speed booster, because that does wonk with your jump height a little bit.
Yes, it does.
Nito is about to finish up his fight with Fantoon. If Fantoon will cooperate and give us a little bit quicker patterns here. And Raylan right behind him.
And now we get to see the entirety of Wrecked Ship in one go, as we have all of the necessary items to clear the Wrecked Ship. Now, is it going to be a good ship or a get wrecked ship? We shall see. Meanwhile, Leslie Pro is giving us a good look at the first look at the front of Escape. We know we have the small key in the back, so this is going to be in logic regardless.
See, what Leslie wants to see here is the sword, not the sword, the map stuck in Dark Cross. It's out of logic anyway, so you wouldn't be able to get it, but not having to come back to Hyrule Castle, that's a good feeling.
Of course.
Alright, Nito with our first checks after defeating Funtoon here. And we're gonna see missiles. We'll pick those up as we're still a little scant on ammo. We're stuck on Ice Beam.
An Ice Beam is only a small percentage increase of damage. We need the rest of the beams to make it worthwhile. There's the map, so there is an item in Dark Cross.
And that is the single arrow, the best item in both games.
It's your arrow.
It's my arrow. I stake claim to that arrow.
And Hydropower is taking Kraid to the prom as well.
Very quickly cleaned up, though.
Leslie Pro is having a hard time with the Green Guard. He just wouldn't leave him alone.
And in Zelda Cell, we get a Wave Beam.
A Wave Beam. That's nice.
There's your damage input. There's your damage output increase. Damage input, huh?
Damage input, we're taking suits off?
Baby skip. Oh, that'll happen in a couple hours, probably. We're going to see Leslie Pro take the Fire Rod into Darkcross. Now, in SMZ3, the Fire Rod is not considered in Darkroom's logic, so this is technically not accessible for our runners, although we can do it.
There's a lot of that. Just like the, well, we didn't have to do the Mach Ball today because we had Speed Booster, but doing a Mach Ball to get anywhere in normal logic is not necessary.
Yeah, my ship, it's the Lollipop. It's a good ship. Well, so far, this hasn't been a very good ship. We haven't seen much of any use out of Neatorifics checks. So we have another look at that hero. And in here, we just have 20 rupees. Also, Leslie Pro showing off that for any chest you open in a dark room, Total's development team has added a light cone so that you can always see what item that is. Previously, it was actually, you had to guess, because not all items would show up in the dark, but now you'll never have to guess again.
Neatorific working on getting a short charge to do the Attic Spark, just to show off how swaggy he is. But all of these runners are masters of their craft, so seeing them go through this game makes it look easy. That's because it is easy for them. However, it is not as easy as it looks.
So one thing I'd be kind of interested in seeing is we also have full access through Meridia, if anyone decides to make that dive at some point here. The only thing in Meridia we can't check at the moment is Shaktul.
Oh, you can check it, it's just not going to be fun.
Oh no. I would hate to see some of our runners pull a Puyo Ice Clip up to Shaktul here.
It's been done before.
That's our second
There's
bottle.
another bottle in the sky. And a bloopy in the mid. Did he scope out what was in Wreck Ship Reserve, or did he just gonna go for it?
I think in this case you're gonna blind check it. Like, you're not gonna go look and see what it is. You're just gonna go straight for it, and if it's nothing, oh well. You're already down there, and it's more time saved than going thin, going through, power bombing the floor. Because either way, you're still going to check the nice spark through Bowling Alley.
That was a very well done.
Nice
Now this is the second coffee break of the day. Less than an hour in, we've already had both of our coffee breaks.
Less than an hour in, we've already got a culmination of 3 bosses done by our runners. We have Kraid and or Fantoon done by a lot of the SM players that are wandering around right now, but so far Leslie Pro is the only player that has a crystal. And Hydra Power takes a Sky Cabbage to the face. That's gotta hurt.
It sure doesn't feel good.
Game telling you to eat your vegetables. I wouldn't want to eat a vegetable that's about 5 times as big as me and falling from the sky, but you know.
No, that would hurt. It's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, my friend. That would hurt a lot.
I'm just gonna start calling the meatballs vegetarian meatballs because they're green.
Vegan meatballs made out of soy.
Alright, we have a 3rd bottle on Wreck Ship Reserve. If Raylan's gonna have a look at that,
well, we got plenty of bottles.
Are we gonna... How did you speed cancel that, my friend?
Well, Wreck Ship's done, and it was pretty much a get Wreck Ship.
Yeah, no lollipops for our runners for going to Wreck Ship early today. Although it is a boss that we have to eventually take down, so for Raylan and Nito, knowledge of nothing in there, and for the other two, possibly might see a visit anyway, as Leslie Pro's having issues with the B-toms in this room. So we're going to see Hydra Power do exactly what Leslie Pro did, go up Tower of Hera, knock out Moldorm, and get that high jump boot out of Paradox Cave. Other than that, we don't have much by way of divergence. Our runners are pretty much following in each other's footsteps for the moment.
Excuse me, the shovel was not in Bluebryn, it was in the Edekun's pit. My apologies. We're getting a nice long map check there from Hydropower, who also did a nice bomb jump to get out of Spec Rock Cave.
So Hydropower, for the moment, is the only player that's picked up that space jump. Nidoravik will have it in a minute or two as he makes his way down Red Tower, and I would imagine he's going to make a visit into Meridia.
Probably. If not Meridia, he's going to go to Norfair.
Yeah, Norfair, Upper Norfair, a lot of checks available. Lower Norfair, low percent-ish for Ridley, but still, it's a dungeon you'll have to clear eventually, technically speaking. And it's fully in logic, so that could be telling us Moon Pearl behind Ridley?
I mean, Moon Pearl are behind Ridley.
At least it's not at Plasma, right, Semper?
That's not a very good place for it to be either. And there's nobody saying that it can't be right now.
That is true, although to make it available in logic, you have to be able to get through that room, and that means you need either Plasma or Screw Attack.
Ask and ye shall receive. See if we can get it here in the next couple minutes, which would be hilarious.
Yes, Nido does have his various suits, so he is going to be headed in any direction once he goes down the tower here. Pretty sure he also has his hammer.
I believe all of our runners have the hammer, yes.
So Leslie Pro getting to ignore the fact that this is called the Wavegate skip for a reason, as he has Wave Beam.
I've still seen runners do the Wavegate skip even with Wave Beam because they forget. I mean, I've forgotten that I've had Wave Beam and still done the skip, and I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
Nido opting for this energy refill as he took just a couple bops, I believe, in X-Ray.
And there's Leslie Pro picking up the first sword of the
There
game.
we go. And when he visits Zora, he'll have the option to pick up a second sword. He does not know that yet, but it is available.
I'm betting that he will, because runners don't typically turn down Master Sword or Tempered Sword.
Well, Master Sword required to beat the game. Tempered Sword, when you see it, you are so happy to see it, unless it's something you can't get. That Tempered Sword is a massive damage increase over the Master Sword and makes things so much more comfortable, also so much more quick moving through both games. And yes, it does appear Leslie Pro somehow has not picked up Speed Booster.
Did he skip Kakariko?
I don't recall. Let's see, a Red Tower Ice Climb, so he'll be picking up Space Jump, and that would put him in a direction as well.
So he has Hammer but doesn't have Speed? Like, what, did he forget to go into Blind's hut? Yeah, Hammer was on the bottle merchant. Speed Booster was in Blind's hut. So I'm curious to know how he missed that.
Nido giving us the main street spark for a Moon Pearl!
There it is! Wow, thanks, game. Putting Moon Pearl that deep into the chain of events here.
I mean, when you really think about it, that's Speed Booster in Kakariko, Gravity behind Speed Booster, and Morph Ball, obviously needed to get down here. So this is, Sphere 4 or 5 at the latest here. So we'll probably see Nido go ahead and clean up most of Meridia here. Since he's here, there's really no reason not to.
We got some more power bombs while we're here, so that brings our total to 30, which is really nice. But speed booster, space jump in Meridia makes it so much easier to navigate.
Chat, you're gonna make me think about how these spheres turned out. Don't make me think. It makes the room extra smoky.
That's what that smell is. Gotcha.
Can you still see the screens, Emperor?
Yeah, it's getting a little hazy in here. I thought it was my wife burning food.
Oh. Alright, that is 35 power bombs from Nito as he checks Watering Hole next. Again, no reason not to just go through Meridia since you're already here. Get all the checks that are in here. You might find something else you might need. Do you have like a hook shot?
Raised your flame coon? Yes. The sprites from Raylan and Nito are the Dark Samus sprites, courtesy of Metroid Prime 2. And Prime 3, but starting in Prime 2. Well, the watering hole was just filled with sticks.
Not sticks, it's driftwood.
At this point, yeah, they're not even useful for arrows.
Still need a bow. And, you know, we need a bow. Pot is a crystal. Hydropower going eastward. He's probably going to take his flipper checks, and he will get a Master Sword. The first of our runners to have more than one sword. I do find it kind of interesting with all of the stuff available to us in Link to the Past that we know about, because of what's available to us in Super Metroid, that Hydropower is opting to stick to what's currently available on this side, while everyone else is somewhere on Zibus.
It's nice to see divergence from our runners. That way we get to see different things at the same time. Rather than everybody following each other, the man under the bridge is giving us 20 bucks, his last savings.
Does anyone else ever feel bad when you steal his last money?
To be fair, he gives it to you, so you're not stealing it.
Yeah, you know, in and out of context, you know, your money or your life sort of thing.
Ozzy Pro is a little bit in trouble. He's got no super missiles to take on Fantoon.
I mean, that's fine, honestly, and there's nothing in left sandpit for Nito. The last thing you want to do is shoot Fantoon with an early super and enrage the ghost, but at the same time you want to kill him with a super because it does double damage, and not having any, this is going to be a longer fight than expected for Leslie Pro.
And there's Hydropower filling up on a green bottle. All fairies in the game will only hand out green bottles for whatever reason.
Did you toss this? No.
Oh, that's
hello.
a red cane in the right sandpit.
And we know we're going to need that later on.
Mm-hmm, because Turtle Rock is a crystal.
The Cane of Samaria, one of the more coveted items to get earlier, because it does make some of our dungeon dips a little bit easier, though we might not be seeing Ice Palace today, again, as it is a pendant.
One can hope not. And look what Nito's going to do.
Is he? Nito, no. You're gonna Puyo Ice Clip Shaft.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a Nito, yes. He's gonna go do an ice clip into
This
Shaft
is
Duel.
absolutely something Nitorific would do, and it's gonna pay off big for him.
As Zaru says, thanks, I hate it.
Alright, Hydropower picking up his Master Sword. Not quite, my friend.
Almost there. He's only got so many chances to this, or he's gonna die.
Well, he's got some reserve. He can Crystal Flash if he really wants to. He just have to reset the room, which he might end up doing anyway here. Because that Puyo is going to go more and more out of position the more he jumps around.
That's way too low.
Meanwhile, while we're watching that, we've got Hydropower going to check Ice Beam. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go down to Crocomire here. And we've got a cleanup of Kraid and Fantoon on the right side of your screen. So all of our runners have at least fought Kraid or Fantoon, if not both.
Nito's like, I'm tired of this. He may go back in and try again, or he's just gonna leave. Yeah, he's out.
Oh,
There's a tempered sword at Ice Beam.
Oh,
That's
boy.
nice.
that's actually pretty huge here. That tempered sword is a massive step up from Master Sword, like I've said earlier. And we may not see some of our people go back to Zora for the other sword. So we'll get Crumble Tower now. And I believe we've missed something here. Is it just me, or does it look like Hydropower's got the meme beams, Emperor?
Where did he pick that up at? We have no idea.
Chat has no idea where Spazer was. Our tracker has no idea where Spazer was. Well, apparently, we have Spazer. You know, I bet you it was in Waterfall. Because Hydropower was doing the Flippers checks, and we saw Hobo had nothing. We saw him pick up his Master Sword. So we did not have eyes on the screen when he had a look at what was at Waterfall Fairy. It's probably one of those two checks. Well, it wasn't there.
Maybe the old man?
Old Man Rescue is what chat is telling us, and you know what? It's out of logic, but that's extremely possible here.
I know that that Zora was only sold an energy tank, so it was not Zora.
I don't think we saw any of our other runners rescue the old man.
Chat's confirming that old man had it, so that's an interesting place for it to be. So
And
that's fire locked, technically
And that's
lamp locked.
Breland picking up his Moon Pearl, and he will decide to go through parts of Meridia.
Meteorific didn't finish Meridia, and instead he's going to fight Kraid, and he's probably going to go scout out some North Bear stuff.
And there goes Crocomire for Hydropower. Croc did nothing wrong. Samus was the instigator in that, for sure.
Oh yeah, she walked into his house and shot him in the face. Like, she's just mean. But what does Croc have behind him today? I'm hoping something is back here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a medallion back here.
A required
Not
medallion?
necessarily a required medallion, just a medallion. Probably Bombos.
Hmm.
Well, that's...
I'm gonna go against you and say it's gonna be Quake.
I have a history with Quake. Or, you know, a game could prove us both wrong and give us, like, Pegasus boots or a flute or something.
That would be entertaining.
That's our 7th E-Tank for Hydropower, so stand-up is available if we find Charge Beam and, you know, get Plasma here.
Yeah, because otherwise it's not gonna be worth doing. You don't want to do charge Spazer. That's just not worth it.
Charge Ice Spazer. It's like, what? Some
300?
unholy number, like 135. Well, Charge Ice Spazer without Wave is not 300. It's like 185 or something.
Oh, we'd have Wave. We have Wave.
Chat wants to know about my history with
Oh!
Quake. There's Screw Attack! Oh, I think we're going to see Lower Norfair here from Hydropower next.
Screw Attack, Space Jump, High Jump Boots, Gravity Varia. This is a Super Metroid and Link to the Past seed. It's finished Super Metroid first, and then Link to the Past.
I seriously, if I was in Hydropower shoes here, I would just beeline straight for LN and get the rest of Bubble Mountain checks after cleaning up Ridley.
Seems like a good place to me, or a good strategy.
The only thing I'd be worried about here is if Mitts are in the Mire area, and you have to go back down there with a Moon Pearl to get them.
Question from our tracker, the Master Sword was what Nito just picked up, so he has not picked up the sword from Zora yet. However, I'm sure he will when he gets up in that direction, because Tempered Sword is nice.
Hydropower opting to do Croc Escape. I don't remember if we had a peek at this item or not.
I don't believe we have, but we're about to find out. Oh, it's the bow!
Well,
That's
then.
kind of a big deal.
That's, Norfair appears to be stacked today.
Croc was definitely necessary. Well, I mean, technically, I guess you could get bow without going to Croc, but
Hydropower, where are you going? He's resetting to the top of the planet here. With that transition, you do save. So, is he thinking wreck ship? Suddenly?
really,
I don't know. I would have pressed the advantage to go into LN myself, but I think we might even see Neorific do that.
I think his hesitation to go into Lower Norfair is the Ridley fight with only 20 supers is very sketchy.
Ridley will take double damage from super, so 600 instead of 3, and that means it would be 6 missiles for every super that you didn't have or missed, which is a pretty tall ask on the current ammo side for Hydropower.
Now, Ridley does take damage from power bombs, but it's only 200, and managed to hit him twice is 400. But still, that's not a lot of leeway.
And he will try to run away from a power bomb explosion before it goes off, too.
Ridley's not a nice person.
Oh, Nito's a little bit healthier on that ammo count, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it. And Leslie, somehow still not having speed booster, checks to see a bottle up there and is going to give that a pass.
I still don't understand how Leslie didn't get speed booster. I don't know what happened there.
You know what else we haven't seen our runners do yet is no one has taken a dive into the Dark World.
Very true.
And we now know we have...
And there's a lot of...
Yeah, we have at least 3 dungeons that we can full clear in the Dark World right now.
Nito's going for swag here. He's just trying to do a short charge so he doesn't have to do anything else. And look at it, he got it. He got it.
And Raylan sees the cane and says, yes, please, and I believe he's going to use that sandpit to leave after defeating Dragon.
No, I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Nito's got space jump. Just gonna go out on a limb there.
I would say so.
We love you, Razor. Now, Nito is farming up some supers, so he may actually go into Lower Norfair.
He may actually go check out Meyer area, although he doesn't have a mirror to go look at what's going on in Desert. But if Meyer's entry requirement is Ether, we could open it, and if there's a hookshot or brute somewhere between Desert and Meyer, it's available. Not clearable in logic, of course. This game is expecting us to have a lamp to do all the dark rooms, and there are no torches in Meyer, so it'd be out of logic without a lamp and Link to the Past anyway. But I wouldn't put Dark Meyer past our runners here.
Well, looks like Nito's not going to go to Lower Norfair. Instead, he's leaving the same way that that Hydropower did, and got his bow for his trouble.
Yeah, in his eyes, he still has checks to make up here, so he's going to do that. The last super out of Raylan's tank takes down Batwoon, so he'll have some farming to do unless he decides to do speed strats on Dragon. With 3 E-tanks, that's a risky proposition.
Yeah, and Dragon hits pretty hard, so that's not something you'd want to risk. But the Batwoon E-tank was just 5 bombs.
Is Nito opting to do? Yes, he's going to do the Upper Norfair run through Cathedral here. This, I think, is interesting. So all the new information that we've got are going to be at the top left and bottom right of your screen. Everything else we've already seen from each other. Just a heart container waiting in Cathedral.
So here comes a Bubble Mountain Reserve. We're going to see 10 arrows, followed by something else. Let's see what it is. Come on, Butter Sword. I want my Butter Sword. Well, that's not that's not a Butter Sword, but
that opens up a check, and it's a nice safety to have moving forward here. Raylan is continuing the longest farm. With 22 supers, he says, okay, I've been here quite long enough. So he's going to go visit Dragon.
Yep. And we don't have any quick, easy ways to kill Dragon, so the missile way is the only way.
We do have Speed Booster. Again, it is risky with 3 E-tanks, because if you take that chain damage, you're done. So maybe he takes a save here.
I would not. I would, for sure, because I don't know how to do speed booster.
Answer question from our tracker. Yes, he did reset the cane. I'm thinking he's going to take that sandpit down and then take the tube up to Plasma to have a look at what that is. Although Plasma, in his eyes, is out of logic because he doesn't have charge for... Well, that would put it in logic and hard, but he doesn't have Plasma or... Oh, hello, Ice Rod.
Screw attack.
Screw attack, yes.
But Nice Rod is very required for this seed, as Turtle Rock is a crystal, and we do need the Ice Rod to kill Trinex.
And you know, the only thing keeping us out of Turtle Rock's medallion requirement info right now is the lack of mets.
We need them gold gloves. Them gold gloves are holding us back. So what is Nito going to find in Speed Booster?
Oh, he's going to find from supers off of the... I believe those are gamuts, right?
You would know more than I would.
Come on, we talked about this pre-race.
They look similar, so maybe.
It's just more bombs. He decides to pick them up.
I mean, why not? You're here. Might as well.
And Nito hasn't seen any ammunition or anything up here in Bubble Mountain, so I still feel like if you were going to do this after LN would have been the time to do it. I'm waiting for something of dire importance to be in Lower Norfair. This is a really nice looking ammo kill from Raylan Tank here. Almost had Dragon on that cycle.
You had to say something.
Well, I mean... Tom Curse is only too real, right? And that will do it. Dragon is done and over with.
But Nito's headed down.
Dragon's prize. Another missile pack, and you wouldn't turn your nose up at that with only 40 at the time.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 hour into this wonderful race. Make sure you give our runners a follow, because without them, we wouldn't have this show to put on for you. Give them a follow, and all the other people that are running this race as well, along with our tracker, Razor Flamecoon, and my good friend Rubian, who's a great streamer. You should definitely check him out.
Semper, when are you going to stream again, my man?
It's a good question, my friend.
I thought so. when you do come around, you're going to entertain us all, as you always do. So make sure you give Semper a follow. He's an Echoes runner. And we've had some times with SMZ3 Multi-World that have been, shall we say, enjoyable.
That's a strong word.
We have 20 rupees on that. Oh, we are going fast, everybody. That's Pegasus boots.
There's some nice boots.
Yeah, this fight for Nito is going to be kind of iffy. If he can get into the Magic Pixel, though, farming the supers is a problem, and not having Charge Beam equally so. I think he has barely enough to get by here. I still feel like he at least dives into the Mire area to see what's going on. Mire is a pendant. That's 2 checks he can make. Yeah, we'll be here for a minute while he drains down to at least 32, because if you have 32 or less missiles, Gold Teresa will only fire out that egg attack, which you can farm your ammunition off of. And it is easier to do with the Grapple Beam. Of course, we don't know where Grapple Beam is. Also, shoutouts to the left wall. You never see Gold Teresa pinned on the left wall, do you?
There's some really nice super drops here.
Bless RNG for Nitorific. Gold Teresa is not a required boss for this game, but to get those boots, he would be.
Yeah, those boots are probably required. And if they're not, well, they're nice to have anyway. Speaking of bombos,
I called
is that technically behind clock?
I mean, no, actually, but you know, I was in the right idea in the wrong neighborhood. I'm gonna laugh if Bombos is on Mire. It's Quake. Okay. That's something you want to see, is Quake on Mire.
Sure.
Well, you wouldn't want to have to go in and do Green Pendant Mire for progression, would you?
I mean, this game, you probably would do that to you, yes.
You're not wrong, my friend. Now, if the key's under the mat, which it is not, it's Grapple Beam.
Okay. Tool.
And do remember how Nito spent the better part of 5 minutes trying to Puyo Ice Clip earlier, so that Grapple Beam says, maybe I go back.
One hopes that nothing has, the Shack Tool has nothing, but one is often wrong.
I mean, at this point, we're only looking for what? Ammo or Charge Beam, Mitts, possibly Quake for TR, and that's it. Hookshot, yeah. Chat's already calling for Big Key on Torch. I'm assuming they mean in Ganon's Tower, and that means, you know, skipping that location would hurt if Desert's not boots locked, and Desert being a crystal, in this case it's better for our runners to have it boots locked because that means they have to find the boots. And thusly have to go fast. We'll see Raylan pick up the Master Sword in just a second here.
Meanwhile, Nito is going to continue his journey down into the depths of Lower Norfair.
This room is so satisfying to do a screw attack.
Oh yeah, and the whole game is easy to do. Or is satisfying to do a screw attack. It's like easy mode activated. I don't have to stop for anything anymore.
Well, there's only one thing in the game that will stop you with screw attack on.
Tail?
Ridley's tail.
More ammo in the Mickey Mouse room.
Hydropower having a look at that Moon Pearl, he's probably thinking, yeah, I need that. So we'll see him do a... is he going to do a short charge here? No, he's going to do it the vanilla intended way.
Yeah, this is the way that the game wanted you to do it, but it's not definitely not the easiest.
Raylan
screw-
with
Sorry,
a
go ahead.
pretty small health pool picks up that reserve tank. That's not his first one either, so I think he's probably feeling that he's health conscious right now. Of course, there's more E-tanks for him moving up.
Nito having screw attack, making those key hunters very easy to get through. They otherwise do a ridiculous amount of damage.
They do a lot of damage, and they have a lot of health with 1,800 HP.
Same thing with these bouncing dudes with boots on. I don't even know. They're side hoppers with boots on. I don't know what the heck their names are.
Boots with the fur?
Brrr.
Deskigas they're called, and they're a thing.
They're also quite mean.
Got a shout out to chat.
Pretty much every warfare hurts.
Shout out to chat. Alil giving Speed Gaming a Prime sub. Thank you for that. We do appreciate all the support that you give our Speed Gaming networks, from both the commentary perspective, the runners, and the people actually running the show.
Speaking of which, a big shout out to Miss Metroid, who is the lady behind all of the goodness that gets all the cropping, the sound, the runners, the race room. She does all the stuff. Big shout out to her. Without her, we would be lost.
She also organized the spring tournament this year, and I would expect her to continue to do so moving forward, unless she decides she's had enough.
Putting up with us? Yeah, she gets enough quite a bit.
All right, we're going to see Ridley from Neaterific. Again, only 25 supers, so this isn't going to be a super-only kill.
He's going to have to use some of them missiles. And he's going to hope that he doesn't miss.
Well, he does have 29 power bombs to absolutely back him up if he needs them, but we do not have more fall bombs, so he can't go spending, all 29. Although you can farm in the next room, so even if you expend most of your ammo, you're fine getting out of here.
So far, he hasn't missed very many shots, so now it's just a matter of pumping him full of supers till he dies.
And Hydra Power taking the dip into the Dark World.
Hype Cave Hype!
Let's see if Hype Cave is living up to its name today. Probably not. What would make Hype Cave hype here? Hookshot?
Hookshot, Gold Sword, Red Mail.
No. Hookshot miss. How about Red Boomerang? Does that sound good, chat?
Well, there's one.
There's the Red Mail. There's our third shield.
Third shield. And trash.
Okay, so the best thing in that entire cave was Red Mail, and that's not even anything we really need.
Old man definitely had the Spacer Beam, as seen on Leslie Pro's side. Spacer!
So we're going to see Hydra Power go on Hype Cave, then he's going to go straight to the west here.
He's going to do K45 and then Stumpy and Shovel.
I actually like it. That shovel's been in our inventory for quite some time now. Which of course means it's only going to be, 3 bombs? There's your lamp! Waiting on Stumpy the whole time.
That's kind of important. Supers, not a bad find.
Especially since none of our runners have found Charge Beam yet. Every super pack is important. Are you just... Did he just show off?
He did that for some purpose. I don't know what the purpose would have been, but
And
yeah, he did not need to do that.
He got a couple super drops from the Metal Pirate, but he strictly did not need to kill him.
Here comes the magic bat from Leslie Pro. What is this powder sprinkling fiend going to give us today? More supers! We're getting there now, boys.
We're finding where all our supers are at, which is not a bad thing by any means. I mean, there are 80 supers maximum that you can get in this version of the randomizer. And so far, I think we've only found half of them. You know, nothing feels quite as good as 16 digs for a green rupee.
I mean, that's pretty insulting, honestly.
He got more in his first 4 digs than he did for the actual prize. Thank you, Rando.
How often does that happen? Like every day.
And in jail is a bloopy, so we will not be seeing Nito take the long way to get that.
We're gonna see what's in Hodorobi missiles. Oh, it's the Titan's
And
mitts!
I'm telling you, that's huge.
Air has been loaded today.
Do you know how huge that is?
It's pretty big.
We are one item from no mode.
It's Titanic.
We need Quake still, but we are strictly, basically one item from no mode.
Do we need Quake?
No, we don't know what's on TR, so we might not need Quake.
Our first look at Saha's closet. There was nothing in there.
Do you think Leslie goes to Eastern?
I mean, I would.
Eastern
even without Lamp.
Eastern is Sphere 1. And Leslie's probably thinking, I'm missing something here, and he is. He has not gone to Meridia yet to see a Moon Pearl.
Speed booster, so he can't get Moon Pearl.
That's true. And oh gosh, that's actually really painful because that's... If you go through Kakariko, you probably feel like you've gotten everything already. But if you just plain skip something, like you could skip Chicken House, and that comes back to burn you big time. And he was just there. He did the Magic Bat check.
And he didn't go into blind
so
side.
He
thinks he's done it already.
And that is going to hurt big time because he is going to hard last location that Moon Pearl behind the speed booster.
Unless he's got a speed booster and turned it off and just hasn't turned it back on yet.
Well, I mean, you don't really have a reason to do that, right?
I mean, maybe to jump into Kraid. Make it easier to jump into Kraid. You turn off speed booster, you get in there easier. But I mean, I don't know how he would have missed it. Like it was Blind's hut, like this bottom left chest.
Going into CAC with no bombs does play with your head. I am guilty of having skipped a Sphere 1 check as a result and didn't get a hammer until 3 hours in.
X-ray scope in the Sea House. The book was in the tavern. Did we? What? How did we miss that?
The tavern or brewery?
Tavern and the brewery.
Okay.
Not the tavern. Like the tavern was like
the tavern was, I think it was a piece of heart actually. Speaking of missiles, there's some more ammo waiting for us in Thieves Town. And there's some more ammo waiting for us in Eastern.
Yay! We have no idea where Charge Beam is, and Charge Beam is no longer logically required to beat the game. Missiles may be the way we need to kill kill Mother Brain. There's some E in Eastern. That's the third item, which means he's out of Eastern.
And Nito is going for Dragon here, which is his last Super Metroid boss.
He's also got grappling hook now, or grappling beam, so he's gonna go check Tool probably on his way out. I think he'll check plasma and then take the toilet down to sand pits below the sand pits.
To answer our tracker, no, I don't believe he has, and he is gonna go check this mushroom now too. So this mushroom is something that I mean, while it's good to know where it is, it's not good for Leslie Pro because he needs that speed booster to actually progress here. Luckily, it's just 20 rupees.
Which she went back in for.
One thing I might be afraid of Leslie doing, did he go into Meridia and see the Moon Pearl?
I don't think he has.
So that's one thing I would be afraid of him doing, is going up Castle Tunnel. You can't do that because the lamp's in the Dark World, so that's out of logic. It'd be a spicy kind of play. So Nito's gonna find his ice rod, and he doesn't know where the fire rod is yet, because he hasn't been up the mountain.
Oh, but he will.
Oh, he certainly will. Now that he has mitts, he can go check out what's going on with Turtle Rock.
We'll check out the entirety of Death Mountain in one go. He'll do
So-
everything except for Hookshot Cave.
Well, he can get one item out of Hookshot Cave with the boots. Unless Nito knows
If
how to
that's
hover.
Hookshot.
What if that's Hookshot?
But-
Oh.
I don't think he knows how to hover, but that would be pretty amusing.
Here's the other thing. What if
Hookshot-
Hookshot...
Hookshot Cave before. It's not nice.
What if Hookshot is in TR?
You're gonna do it the old-fashioned way? That's just mean. Raylan showing a nice little bomb jump to get across the gap there to pick up the big chest without having to fall down from the ceiling above. Meanwhile, Hydropower is going to check. Or well, let's see here. We don't have a key, so the big chest is going to be locked by itself.
And that means if we haven't seen all 4 items, there is an item waiting for us on this cleverly disguised maiden.
And she looks all pretty now, but you get her in the light, and man, she gets scary looking.
Yeah, that's the second sword for Leslie.
I definitely missed the blind pun of the day, and I miss it. I wish I had seen it. Something about the food they served guards.
Last centuries.
Ew.
All right, a crystal for Braylon Tanker, and another crystal for Hydropower, who now has 2, has the crystal lead. Of course, Nito is done with all 4 Super Metroid bosses at the moment.
He's going to be exiting his Super Metroid, and he's never going to come back, because he's done. He is going to 100% Super Metroid and never have to come back.
And chat asking somebody if they're new to the rando, and no, Techno Link is not new to this. He's a Link to the Past competitor. So he knows the ins and outs of some of the stuff we're seeing on the screen here.
Techno is one of the savviest guys I know around. I've heard that name for a long time.
And he's a fellow Dragonite fan. Hell yeah. We're going to see Plasma from Nito. With that screw attack, this is logically available and possibly required.
You weird dragon guys. You're just so weird.
We're getting ether kill strats in this room of Skull Woods. One of the worst rooms in the game. One of the worst rooms of this dungeon.
For sure. Because not only do you have to worry about the Gibdos and the Baris, but that stupid hand falling from the ceiling is a pain in the tail. Well, there's a large key. Or a big key.
Big, large, huge. Same difference, right?
Gigantic!
And this is a crystal, so we'll see Hydropower go ahead and just clean up Mothula. Again, very easy. We have red mail, so Moth's body damage will only do half a heart. Spikes in the room will always do 1 heart, so that's something we have to keep an eye out for with such a low health pool as we have right now.
But we do have Tempered Sword, so that does make things a little bit nicer.
Our Tempered Sword may very easily extinguish Moth here, whereas Fire Rod will only do Master Sword damage.
It was 4 slashes with the Tempered Sword.
It's a missile on Plasma, so what we're looking for is not here.
Which means it's not in Super Metroid.
Well, we haven't seen Shaktul yet.
I have a feeling we're going to.
Oh, we most definitely are.
I have a feeling Nito's going to take the toilet down and then go see our buddy Shaktul. That's just a guess, though.
Raylan is going to give us Spike Cave.
I like it.
This is not a location you like to think about too much, as Hydropower takes a few swipes at Moth here. Moth deciding to stick to the spikes here. Of course, that will negate the damage that he gets from our attacks, but down he goes. Spike
Down
is...
he goes, and here goes Shacktool.
Oh boy. It's been about an hour since we've had a coffee break, right?
Yeah, give or take. It's the last coffee break of the game.
Until you do GT Tile Room with Cape Strats.
Yeah, well, you can't really drink if you got to use both your hands to hold the buttons on the controller or
You
keyboard,
gotta hold one button.
depending
now.
on. Well, you gotta hold two, technically.
What's the
You
other
gotta
one?
hold grab and pull.
You don't have to pull. All you have to do is hold the ball.
I've been doing it wrong all this time. Wow. The things you learn.
Well, we're gonna learn whether or not Shacktool has something. The pedestal simply has a missile today, so we won't be seeing all 3 pendants collected and pulled for that. Of course, right now Hydropower is the only person with a book.
Ninerific killed Shacktool.
You know, how could
What
you?
a meanie. Watch it be hookshot here.
And he's gonna pick it up too.
That's
Love for the
even
blue
worse.
Boomerang. Let's see some blue boomerang hype in chat.
And we all know the red boomerang's the best boomerang.
Oh, get out. Blue boomerang, better boomerang.
I strongly disagree.
No lag meringue for me unless I'm in Scylla deleting, you know? Which, you know, splash deletion, not even a thing that we really needed to do this seed because of the location of the flippers. So Nito does not yet have those. So I would think that the mountain is his next play here.
Technolink's trying to take our puns. It's scary because it's a boomerang. Ooh.
Only in
Dad
Fest.
jokes. I like it.
Pietro's found some power bombs in the left side of Skullwoods, and now he's going to check this big chest and find more bombs. Skullwood's largely empty for
It's
us.
just a crystal.
But, you know, crystals are required, so you take care of them and you try to find what's there along the way. Still looking for hookshot. Still possibly looking for flute. We know where boots are. Everyone wants to go fast, so you're always looking for those.
Oh, we got another one. It's old because it's a boomerang. Boomerang. Ah, okay, boomer.
That pun left me pretty sad. I feel
Oh,
pretty boomerang.
these are painful.
Yes, yes they are. And we see a heart container on bumper ledge. Can't get that without the cape anyway. This is where someone tells me we have the cape.
Do we? I don't think we do.
And this
I know we
be
have the cane of burner.
a long way check for Hydropower going to Graveyard Ledge. Can't do King's Tomb because he doesn't have boots yet.
It's unfortunate. I think Ninerific's rescuing the old man.
He certainly is. Which means he'll get his Spazer in just a moment.
Which is funny, because we still haven't seen Charge or Plasma. Which are probably both sitting again as tower, let's be honest. And now Nito's going to get his mirror and his fire rod and be one item away from go mode. I'm pretty sure he has his hammer. I don't know why the tracker's not lighting up. It's probably just eating inputs like it always does. The tracker program, not the tracker himself. I mean, he might eat inputs.
Bad
but-
tracker. Inputs are not breakfast. Where is Hydropower going? Is he going back to Meridia?
Looks like it.
And we're going to see that 1 hour, 28-minute Agena check from Leslie Pro. The classic 90-minute Sphere 1 check. And throws a
Leslie
bomb at
Pro giving
Agena.
Dan a bomb. Thank you. Oh, and he gets the bomb replaced.
Why, thank you, young man. Here, have some more.
You throw a bomb at me.
I think Leslie's going to go into desert here. No, he doesn't have the book, so never mind that. Well, actually, he can because he mirrored in from Meyer. Why am I not paying attention? Oh, right, because I'm watching 4 screens.
That's typical of the dragon.
I'm so ADD.
Squirrel.
Shiny. There's the ice rod. You probably want that hydropower.
Ooh, piece of candy. Hey, there's our 4th bottle.
All right, now this is a full clearable dungeon for Leslie Pro, and it is a 5/6. So we might even see Pyramid Fairy once he starts going in the direction of Village of Outcasts, takes care of Mothula.
We got Nito taking out Tower of Hera.
And we weren't even boots locked.
Desert is... But that was a nice heart. I think that was the Sank heart?
It looked the part, because it not only gave him a heart container, but filled that empty one, so Sank heart it was. And Les is still on green
That's
mail,
our
so...
10th.
To answer your question in chat, we have not seen... I don't think we've seen Bonk Rocks, have we?
Negative. We have not seen King's Tomb either.
And no one has been up in that area with the mirror to check King's Tomb. Well, the mirror and the boots, I should say. The only person that would be able to do that right now is Leslie Pro, because Nito has just picked up his mirror and hasn't even gone in that direction. I would imagine Nito is going to do most of East Death Mountain on the dark side first, before he goes into Village of Outcasts.
Question from chat. No, both males were not in Super Metroid. The blue male was in Shaft Supers. The red male was in Hype Cave. Or vice versa, depending on which direction you pick them up on.
And I would almost imagine that most of our runners are going to end up skipping that Shaft Super item if they end up finding what they need.
Well, Leslie Pro is definitely going to skip it because he ain't got a speed booster. No, he ain't going to go there.
I mean, it's not the only thing he's going to skip due to not having speed boosters. Something along the lines of Moon Pearl.
Yeah, he kind of needs that to beat the game. Unless you do some seriously game-breaking stuff, which is illegal in racing settings.
Yeah, we are playing on no major glitches, so there's going to be no boots clipping, no fake fluting, none of that nonsense. Just
no RBGs, RBYs,
YBAs,
RBYs. I don't know. I know so little about those glitches. That's how. I mean, I said RBG. I mean, that was a Chief Justice that died recently. Whoops.
Now, chat pointing out, Nito doesn't need the mirror for King's Tomb. He does have Titan's Myth, so he can access it whichever way he chooses to. It's usually better to do it with Graveyard Ledge as opposed to from the save and quit. Otherwise, you isolate the locations in North Dark World.
Down goes the Troll Dorm.
Down goes the Lamellus.
Crystals everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Where is our hookshot hiding? Where could it be? Is it really going to be in left side swamp like our chat predicted earlier on?
That would be disgusting.
I mean, I suppose it could be worse. It could be hidden in, like pendant ice.
I still like it in TR here.
Get all the items from TR to get into TR very early on. Well, early-ish.
The only thing that would make that not a thing is if it happens to be a Quake requirement to enter TR.
I'm still hoping that Hookshot's in Hookshot Cave, just for the lull.
Well, you may get to see that, because Nito's going to go ahead, go down Spiral Cave, go up Paradox Cave, and probably attempt to open Turtle Rock.
I've seen many a Plando where the hookshot is in Hookshot Cave. I've also seen randos that put hookshot in Hookshot Cave. So I mean, it's a it's just so mean. What are you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. Gotcha. Delete the brick. My apologies. My key got stuck.
We're going to see Leslie go ahead and pick up as many supers as he wants here. And we do see he has a maximum of 50 supers, which is pretty good news considering the equipment issues we were having earlier on.
Yeah, we're finally catching up to the ammo requirements necessary to beat Mother Brain.
Also pretty bad news. It means he's checked pretty much everything that a lot of our runners are going to end up skipping, because he has not yet found Speed Booster, which is the hard required gate for Moon Pearl.
Indeed.
To answer your question in chat, Thievestown's small key is locked behind itself in the big chest, so we have only the boss for the last item, and we know it's nothing.
And here we go with Dead Rock.
Oh, jeez.
Because of course they do. But this is going to give us our entrance requirements for Turtle Rock. And it's also going to give us Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave.
Remember, I said earlier I have a history with Quake. If this is Quake...
Of course it is, Daru. Why wouldn't it be?
Is the key under the mat? That's the next question.
That can only happen so many times, right?
Just remember that conversation we had with Hookshot possibly being on Left Side Swamp. Now imagine a circumstance where it's Quake on Left Side Swamp to go into TR or Meyer to get your Hookshot. Sorry, not sorry.
50 rupees twice in Super Bunny. That's fantastic.
And not having Speed Booster, there's a lot going on for Leslie right now. He's able to do pretty much everything else in Super Metroid except for a select few checks.
So another funny thing that chat brings up, we haven't seen Pyramid Ledge yet.
And it means we also haven't seen Cat. No one's going over to Pod. Here's your Morph Ball bombs.
Thanks for the late Ken plot we don't need.
Well, that's the end of the line for Nito, so I would imagine what he does here now is goes to Spike Cave and does that good old save and quit. Thud. Nice hammer dash.
I'm gonna guess that's probably exactly what he's gonna do. Yes, Hookshot could absolutely be on Pyramid Ledge.
Hookshot could also be in Pyramid Fairy at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be fair, I think Hookshot's probably in Palace of Darkness.
Pendant Pod? Probably.
It's crystal, actually.
Because why not? I mean, in theory, couldn't it technically also be on pedestal? Or is it required to beat Ice Palace?
That depends on how Ice was logically written up. But we also already saw that pedestal was checked by Hydropower, and it is some kind of flying bomb.
Oh, I didn't see that. I missed that.
Now, yeah, I want to talk about the book. It could still be on Bombos or Ether. I don't think we've seen either of those checked. I think Hydra's the only one with the book.
We have not.
So yeah, this is probably Hype Cave and East for Dito.
I'm going to have to agree with you. But Nito's going to get that sweet red mail, which makes the Darkwing sprite look awesome. More awesomer? More awesome? I don't know. It looks awesome. And he's got a mirror shield, so he's ready to take on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, Hookshot could be on pedestal in this kind of situation if Ice was written up that the key logic does not require Hookshot to finish it. Unfortunately, we've already seen a ped check, so that dream is dead. And we now know we need Quake for Go mode, so we are effectively Go -2.
Oh, Quake on vanilla? Hmm. We haven't seen an angry fish yet.
Well, we've seen one angry fish. We just haven't seen the grumpier fish.
Oh, how can that fish be angry? You pay him $500. Who would be angry about $500?
To someone that greedy, it's a pittance.
That's true.
And NATO's going to go ahead and mirror and do the front of Hyrule Castle here. This isn't really, you know, it's not going to have anything, but it's a really nice bit of routing. The hour 38 Hyrule Castle play. Now, some people might have done this at, 13 minutes, 8 seconds, and this is an hour 38, and both ways, it's not going to have anything.
Feels bad, man. And Ridley is gonna be a bad Space Pelican for Leslie Pro.
Yeah, this is actually a much easier fight for Leslie Pro with those supers in tow. And he's got the pogo pattern. Yeah, you don't want to miss your supers, because that's just so much damage potential that you lose out on, and then, oh boy. You don't want to shoot them while Ridley is off screen either. Because while you might get the screen shake, the damage does not register.
Now we get to see Raylan Takakira wearing the Phazon suit in Link to the Past. Quite possibly one of the best looking power suits in the game. Or in a Metroid series, period.
Chat asking if we've seen Dark Cross. Yes, Dark Cross was just 20 rupees. And there goes Ridley for Leslie Pro, and that is his third Super Metroid boss down. Still has to go fight Dracon. Kind of a tall ask without the Moon Pearl or the Speed Booster. Logically, anyway, he can still do it. Hydro Power's going back into Norfair.
Tornado.
Yeah, that Wave Beam is going to be kind of nice, although still not having Charge or Plasma, it's only so nice, you know?
Nito hasn't done very many Dark World checks yet because he doesn't have his lamp yet from Stumpy. I thought he picked it up.
No, he hasn't gone in that direction. He went straight to the pyramid. Given he can go ahead and get, he can start up on Smith Chain, but, eh.
Exit Hyrule Castle, he's going to hop back in his mirror portal and continue with his Dark World checks up to Catfish.
He might do Pod first, though. I think in this case you might leave Catfish.
Do Pod without lamp? Probably. That sounds like Nito.
It's, it's not free, but it's definitely something that we would do. You have Fire Rod, you don't necessarily need Lamp except Dark Maze, and Nito is the person that taught me how to get through Dark Maze, so...
Yeah, he helped me do it too.
We're going to see a Mushroom check first.
I don't blame him, he's here. You're never going to be up in this area again, so might as well.
So he's going to find 20 more rupees. Now, Leslie Pro is going to have his mitts, and I'm not sure what this is going to drag him into doing next. He's got boots checks, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, he can't do any of the Dark World checks with those mitts, so... He's gotta remember that he's forgotten something in Kakariko, because that Speed Booster is killing him right now. Here comes a Quake Fish check from, or first Quake Fish check from Nito. And that's disappointing.
It does look like he's going to go ahead, get Waterfall if he didn't already, and probably grab that sword since he's here.
There is a very little chance of him not getting that sword. And now he has the money for Zora, so he's going to do that too.
Yeah, we're seeing a discussion in chat. The bonkable chest in Hookshot Cave is where the Morph Ball bombs were. To clear up any confusion with that. We do see Hydropower going through Palace of Darkness, and we do see Raylan Tankir about to go fight Helmasaur, so this is kind of just turning into exactly what we thought it would be.
Of course. It's always that one item that's missing that you have to go hunting for and scour the known universe to find it. So Nito gonna go do Swamp Palace?
No, he's going to go west, I think. No, he's going up to Pod. Okay. So it means all three of our runners in Link to the Past are going to converge on Palace of Darkness.
That's unfortunate, because so far it doesn't look like there's anything in Palace of Darkness.
Now, you'll see Raylan just go straight to the boss. This actually does make a lot of sense, because if Helma has exactly what you're looking for, you don't really have to scour it out. Of course, we know we're go -2, so it's yeah, that 1 in any chance here. You can always come back in and just go straight down the center to get the checks in the back of Pod. So doing Helma first, strictly it is faster.
Let's get that pendant. What is it? Wah, wah. Oh, it's a crystal. Why did I think Pod was a pendant? Oh, Eastern's a pendant.
Eastern's the pendant, silly.
Right dungeon, wrong world.
Oh, and Leslie Pro is seeing the Moon Pearl locked by the Speed Booster. And he is straight up just saying nope to Meridia here.
Alright, so we're going to see the back end of Palace of Darkness from Hydropower first. Forget which one of them has a lamp. I think it's Hydropower.
Raylan has it as well. Nito is the one that doesn't have it.
Hey, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. And you get a key and an E.
I'd like to buy a vowel. It's going to be a Y.
Yeah, Chad is asking, if Leslie Pro doesn't recall the Miss Kakariko check, they're a dead man walking. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for him to come back into this race in any respect here. That Speed Booster is gating quite a bit of Dark World, in fact, all of it.
Yeah, just a tiny little bit.
Only half of Link to the Past, and not having Speed Booster, which was in Sphere 1 at Blindshot, the leftmost check.
I'm going to say 2/3 to Link to the Past.
Yeah. If you're sitting here thinking, okay, what did I do, what did I not do, and you've already stuck in your head that you've done that check, it's going to be a very long time before you go back and double back through all of your entrances. Question from chat saying, what's Sick Kid check? I don't remember.
I don't think we've seen him yet. No. We have all 4 bottles, but we haven't been there. Oh, yes. Heart container. According to Razor. He knows. He knows more than we do.
Razor is doing a phenomenal job keeping an eye on all 4 of our runners as our tracker today, so make sure you give him some of your love. And I didn't see anything of note here in Pod.
The Pod is a dead horse. There's nothing here.
Someone in chat saying, Sick Kid was 300 rupees, right? I must be hallucinating? I'm thinking to myself, are you sure you're not the Sick Kid?
COVID is a thing.
It's very easy to just lose track of it, especially if you play a lot of either of these games. Seed Bleed is very real. Just kind of like muscle memory is very real and can screw you up in certain situations. Nito proving why he does not need a lamp. You can light that torch and Turtle Room just becomes a joke. Although that turtle just I have no idea why that turtle occasionally spawns in that room.
I don't know, but it's amusing because I remember going in there and I'm like, what are you doing in here? You don't belong in this room. It's from the room above, so it's really funny to see him wandering in here. Like he just decides to take a vacation through the wall.
I mean, if he didn't actually go anywhere, wouldn't that be a staycation? Got dueling Helmosaurs, 1 down, 2 down. So for Hydropower, that is his 4th crystal. For Dinorific, that is his 2nd.
We're still running out of places where this hookshot can be hiding. We know it's not in Super Metroid. We know it's not in Thieves Town. We know it's not in Skullwoods. We know it's not in Pod, or Hera, or Desert, or Eastern.
Doesn't that mean it has to be either Ice or Swamp?
Could be in Turtle Rock.
I mean, it could be Quake, putting it, in Ice or Swamp, putting us in Turtle Rock here. But of course, Quake also gives us Mire.
Which is just as bad.
It could be on Green Pendant. Oh no!
What have we gotten ourselves into?
A bona fide mess, Kappa.
To be fair, we volunteered for this.
And don't we always? Here's that powder for Rail and Tanker, so he's probably thinking back to Kakariko at some point here.
We like to suffer, what can we say?
We're just suffering from a different angle of perspective. Instead of actually playing, we're watching this mess unfold.
So far, this Palace of Darkness has been absolutely worthless. Nothing at all in Palace of Darkness. Just complete waste of time.
So, chat, if you were actually wondering what's going on, why Leslie Pro, or does Leslie Pro actually have or does not have Speed Booster, that menu shed it. That menu said it all. He doesn't have it. Man, that's got to be a bad feeling. Leslie did see the Moon Pearl. He does know it's in Main Street. He does not know where the Speed Booster is, and he needs it to get it.
So, I'm going to say... I'm going to have to go with chat, what they said earlier along on the run, is that the hookshot's going to be in left side swamp. And Quake's going to be in a green pendant.
Not so fast. We could still see Smith Chain before we see Swamp.
Quake can't be on green pendant. Never mind.
Yeah, you need Quake to get into green pendant, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah. I misread the tracker. I'm bad at that.
Now we've got Hydropower is doing his upper Norfair check, so I'll probably guess that he's going to go down to lower Norfair, get his boots and his mitts, and have plenty to do. That would mean I'm giving a slight edge to Dito here. He's got the most checks done, and the most available to him going forward here.
This is what a pro looks like when he's doing a dark maze without a lamp. He's not even trying.
Raylan taking a little dip in the acid there. He's going to go visit Gold Terizo. He only has 10 supers, so this is going to be a long fight for him as well.
Sometimes you need to take a dip in acid just to clean off the suit, because, it gets all gunky with all the stuff you kill.
A lot of the endemic life, and of course, space pirate guts, and all kinds of nastiness. Samus is not a clean bounty hunter. That's for sure. So Raylan going to Ridley, Hydropower probably also going to Ridley. They're both going to find boots and mitts. Well, yeah, neither of them have those, so. And Nito is currently milling out Eastern.
He's going to get those 3 items early on and not finish it and continue moving forward.
For basically all of nothing, right?
Yeah, there was literally nothing. All 3 checks were before the big key door, so that's kind of nice. You don't even have to do the fire lock side. Or excuse me, lamp lock side.
It's a cane for Leslie there. And Raylan having all the fun in the world. Hydropower taking a path you don't often see. And that is why in Season 2 of Super Metroid Randomizer League, we heard this referred to as Remembered Highway.
I like it.
If you're doing your upper Norfair checks and you're coming on down this way, it's actually faster to come from Wave Beam and Double Chamber to this path, which takes you right to Lava Dive, which, of course, has been available to us for quite some time now.
And there's Nito finishing up Eastern Palace and saving and quitting. I don't know where he's going to go now. Here looks like it's going to be Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. And we haven't seen some Bumper Ledge either.
We have. It was a heart container.
We have. Oh, well, of
We
course.
have indeed.
I missed it.
This, of course, isolates Graveyard Ledge, which I think we know was nothing.
Yes, we've seen it. It's nothing.
So that's
Somebody walked through the long way. Where is this hookshot hiding? For once, it's not on the trolliness like.
It's
Jack
in
Tour or
iced
anything.
tea,
It's
I'm
somewhere
telling
buried.
you.
It probably is.
Well, watch it be the first check of Ice Palace, and everyone's like, well, shoot.
What a place for it.
Yeah, it's any number of bad places for any number of items, any given time. There's Quake and
There's our
Bonk
quick
Rocks!
medallion. That's nice.
Oh, that's a painful choice now. I think he's going to go straight up to TR.
I mean, you can full clear it. Why wouldn't you?
Raylan is having some serious issues on this Golden Chorizo fight.
Hydropower using his last super missile to take out UGT.
Oh, please be careful, Raylan. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. This is nerve-wracking.
Whoever thought a statue would be such a hard fight?
So it turns out with that Quake location, the boots end up being required here. Even if they're not required for Desert or GT, they are required for endgame progression. And
Raylan Tinkir took a death there. I think he intentionally killed himself at that point.
he's going to take the refill and then come back. It's not friendly to do on just 10 supers going in.
He's going to take a refill at the ship, yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, because he used the Mire portal, so it would reset his save location back to the ship. Or did he use the Norfair portal? One of those.
Here comes Turtle Rock.
I think Nito is sharp enough to remember he doesn't have hookshot when he goes to do the right side room here.
Could be muscle memory, though.
Well, I mean, the muscle memory says select the fire rod before you're even on that platform. So, everyone does it. I do it. Jump the gun a little, and he goes straight down, so he does remember. I mean, at this point, he knows that's the only item he needs for go mode.
Yep. One of the nice things about being the cross-game portals is that flute is merely a suggestion.
I love this dash.
Well, Turtle Rock so far is not being very nice. Luckily, we can full clear it, but man.
At this point, we'll say bonjour to our friends at Speed Gaming Francois, I think. I don't speak French.
Francais?
Francais? One of those.
Yeah, I don't know either. I barely speak English.
I have been on... It's It's Francais. Thank you. 29 people coming in from our French, sister channel. Thank you very much for joining us on this Link to the Past in Super Metroid Combo Randomizer weekly community race. I've been on SGFR.
Whew.
It's the only race I've ever actually had broadcasted that was an official race. It was on SGFR for Open League.
And Leslie Pro's doing Super Bunny shenanigans.
Oh, Leslie, you have to fall down or you're not in Super Bunny state, my friend. So he can't do it from up here. He has to go down to the bottom and do it bottom to top. And meanwhile, chat has turned into a pronunciation guide.
Sometimes chat knows things.
Well, they definitely know more than I do, that's for sure. And we have a key for a key in the lava chest of Turtle Rock. So
What a trade.
No harm, no foul. Does Leslie Pro not know you can mirror block delete as a bunny?
Apparently.
And with a full volley of super missiles, Raylan's going to be able to take out Gold Torizo. No problem this time around.
And down goes the bird. Three strikes, you're out for Landmo.
Actually, pretty beautiful Silver's kill for Hydropower. There's the Bombos for Raylan. Does he? Yeah, he hasn't gone into the mire area yet. We're going to see Mimic Cave for Nito.
Well, we're running out of locations really quickly. We still got a couple dungeons they can check, though. Holy cow, there it is!
There it is, and at 2 hours and 24 seconds, Nitorific is our first of our runners in go mode on the seed. And he knows exactly what he's going to do next. And it's blitz all of these blitz all these crystal dungeons.
What a terrible location for that. Now, here's another problem. Did he go to the brewery in Thievestown, in Village of Outcast? Because if not, he's going to have to go to Lower Norfair to get to Desert, because he doesn't have a book.
Depends on where the flute shows up.
It's probably in
It
Gannis
could
Tower.
be. To be fair, he might not even be thinking about that. And he's going to be able to get there relatively quickly. All you have to do is save and quit to the mountain.
Do you think he checks Laser Bridge or just goes straight to the end?
I'm not sure. I might check Laser Bridge here, but I don't know what you'd be looking for. Maybe half magic?
Hmm.
No, actually, maybe charge beam, since you're still in kind of a poorly situation in Super Metroid.
It doesn't look like he's doing anything in the dark room, but he's traveling around. It's quite amusing. Nope, he's out. Laser Bridge is being orphaned today. Sadly but true, yes, it may be that we do not get to see the Hyrule National Anthem today.
Just getting that ice head before it decided to make a slippery mess on the floor there. And a 2-cycle for phase 1 of Trinex for Vito. The second part's going to be very easy, of course, with that Tempered Sword.
Oh, yeah.
And at this point, 2 hours in, I think poor Leslie is lost trying to figure out where his 4-speed booster is.
Spring Ball are behind Trinex.
At this point, Spring Ball is just a nice luxury to have. It doesn't actually do anything for us unless you're going to think about Baby Skip here.
Which would be amusing.
Amusing or amazing?
Either.
Either, neither, both.
Yeah, either, neither, both. Yes, that's the one. That's the way to go with.
Now, Raylan's suffering the poor luck that is 1, the Lamel is going everywhere. 2, once you have 1 silver arrow on the screen, you can't fire another. But he does take them down in 2 cycles, and that is another crystal under his belt.
Take a look at where Nito's going.
Nito is going directly to Desert. Take a look at where Leslie is.
Oh no.
You know it's a bad feel when you're in Aga Tower at 2 hours in, banking on Speed Booster on Pyramid Ledge. That feels bad.
That feels very, very bad. A lampless Aga 1, no less.
Oh,
which would clue him in
worse.
that it's not here because, you know, the lamp's in the dark world.
Unless he's thinking he missed the lamp. Hey, for all he knows, he missed Speed Booster. He could also be missing lamp behind it. Which in this case is strictly true.
Yeah, for sure.
And Raylan takes a hug of a cactus. Don't hug cacti, folks. They're rather prickly and not very cuddly.
Yeah, they're kind of mean. A nice green gate glitch on the first shot from Nito.
Alright, this is his dive into the mire area, which will allow him to mirror straight back to Desert, take out the Lamellus, and then he's just got a straight line from Skullwoods to Thieves Town down to Swamp. In whichever order he decides to do them, it won't matter. They're all go mode dungeons for Nitorific.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick. Probably got 20 minutes or so left, maybe 30.
That's not accounting for the GT climb, and Torian usually takes the better part of 10, so...
Okay, maybe 35.
He is definitely in great position to sub 3 the seed.
Oh, for sure.
Probably
For
240x is what I would say.
Woo. Leslie almost fell off the bridge there.
Yeah, you gotta watch those one tile wide bridges. They're awful slippery, but he makes it through, and he is up at Aghanim. You know, chat saying this could be time to think too, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know, the amount of time that you spend thinking in Aghanim Tower is also the amount of time you kind of lose when you do have Mirror Moon Pearl, because you end up on the pyramid anytime you save and quit in the Dark World when it wasn't necessary in the first place. I think Leslie's just trying to figure out in his head what he might have skipped, and is making the only available in or out of logic place he has left that he knows he didn't do.
He's gonna get to the end of this rope and be like, I don't know what I did wrong. He may end up forfeiting.
Yeah, and it's not a good feeling to have to forfeit because you missed a location, but everyone's done it at least once at some point in their rando career. It's very easy to think that you checked something and just you walked right past it. You just never got what was in there, and it turns out in this case it's biting him hard.
Yep, done that before. Ice Rock Cave was my bane for a while there. Right.
Left a hammer and wreck ship once and found everything but.
I died going over there, and I just discounted it and never went back, and it was something important. One, two, 3 strikes, Lambo's out. And that's the ball game, folks. That's the 4th crystal dungeon done from Nito.
I didn't realize we were on the bottom of the 9th inning already. Chat still
Chat
wants
hasn't
me to
given
share.
up on the Quake history.
Let's just say I've had plenty of times where I'm looking for Quake, and it's, the saying, it's always in the last place you look. Because of course it is. Well, let's just say we look everywhere before that. And I mean everywhere. We had a co-op race where my partner left Quake on library. Quake was required for TR. TR had an ice rod. It was Randomizer. The ice rod was needed to finish the seed. Had a Quake in hammer pegs. Didn't go back to it late because I had a late hammer. It's always Quake for me.
Here goes Nito's Swamp, so he's going to save Skullwoods and Thieves Town for last, which should be the 2 fastest dungeons to go mode.
Yeah, this is not a bad idea, because Swamp is the isolated of the 3. You get to go in, you get to go mode the dungeon, you get to come out and just do whatever.
We're being rated by Speed Gaming again. Interesting. They've had 2 shows in the time we've had 1.
Welcome, the Raiders from Speed Gaming. This is the Super Metroid and Link to the Past Combo Randomizer weekly race. We're on normal logic. Nitorific is our first runner in go mode at 2 hours and change. And one of our runners has missed a crucial item and is still... I think he's going to start doing sanity checks here, Semper.
Well, that's good, because he needs to.
Of course, now having already done Aga, those red guards will appear on the overworld, and they have a much longer reach with those spears. So their hitbox is not as kind.
And they're far more aggressive.
It's not bottle merch. Is he banking on... Oh no, he's banking on the item at Lumberjack, and he didn't look at it. And we know it's just ammo for Super Metroid. Which, speaking of, Raylan is currently farming up for his Ridley fight. To answer chat, Pedestal was checked with the book by Hydropower. It is just a missile. Lumberjack, as you see, is just supers. And we haven't had a need to check the medallion tablets yet, so
Boom, boom, boom!
So, there's one. It's a triple bomb. And Hydra, all he really needs to do is check Bonk Rocks with those newfound boots, and he's pretty much in good shape as long as he makes the right call after that, but...
Meanwhile, Nito's blazing through Swamp Palace for a flute.
Oh god, and he just did the mire dive through Upper Norfair. So that's
painful.
The flute's never gonna get activated, chat.
That's a rude place for a flute.
I mean, he has no reason to activate that flute.
No, he's not going to. I still want to see that fabled butter sword. That's my favorite favorite sword. I almost said favorite shield.
The butter shield.
The butter shield, butter shield, butter sword. I mean, look at it. It's kind of like a shiny piece
Butter
of butter.
shield, mirror sword. Why not?
Hey, why not? It could work.
Nito opting to do 2 spins on Argus. That's one of the ways you can kill him. Leslie is still continuing to do sanity checks. Now he's back in Super Metroid. Oh boy. I don't know if he's looked at Gauntlet.
Alright, now it's just Skullwoods and Thieves Town. I think he'll do Skullwoods last because it's faster, but I could be wrong.
You know what he might do is he might go ahead and activate the flute, go to Thieves Town, go to Skull Woods, mirror out of Skull Woods, and go to the mountain. He could save and quit too. I don't think it really matters which way he does this. They're all about par and time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, there's really no reason to activate that flute, so he's just going to go ahead and... And Hydropower has saved and quit back to Sanctuary, so this is probably boots checks for him now.
Leslie Pro is looking hard at his map like, what did I miss?
And chat is telling us we saw Plasma on Argus.
I thought it was half magic. All I saw was a green. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
He doesn't have half magic, so Plasma it must have been if it was green, as we've already seen both of the Gregs.
Well, Plasma Beam's nice, but without charge, it doesn't really help.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Plasma doesn't do too much for our runners unless you get the Charge Beam, as we've already gotten all the Super Metroid bosses done by everyone except Leslie, who cannot logically get to Dragon. I mean, he can get to Dragon.
I'm willing to bet that the Charge Beams didn't gain his tower anyway.
That is Quake for Hydropower, so he is now go -1, and he's probably thinking the same thing. I gotta go to Turtle Rock. There it is.
Or he's thinking, I gotta go to Meyer.
I would hope not. Come on. You do Turtle Rock for 5 or 6 checks before you do Meyer for 2. Even with Green Pendant, TR over Meyer. TR's a crystal, you gotta do it anyway.
For sure.
Hydropower opting to go straight to TR. This is going to work out good for him because he'll be in go mode within the next 10 minutes then. And Leslie is going back through... Is he going back to Brinstar?
He's not going to Torian.
I didn't think he skipped anything in Brinstar.
I don't think he did either, but he's checking anyway. Yeah, he's been everywhere, man.
Yeah, when you look at his map, he's got all the items in all of Brinstar here. Because he's checked everything. You got a couple dots there. It's the map station, the missile station, the Etakun trap pit that teaches you how to shine spark that he can't even get to, and Spore Spawn, of course.
He knows he can't do Waterway without Speed Booster.
That is true.
And here comes Blind. Tap, tap, tap. Dead one.
That might be Waterway on the map. I don't know. It's been a long time since I thought about the Super Metroid map.
I think it is.
Does anyone even run
Down
map
goes
percent
Blind. I have no idea. Why would you want to? That sounds awful. I mean, I know that you've got to do fully explore X location for some of the bingos, but not the whole game.
Waterway is possible without speed if you can get a flash suit, but that is some advanced tech that I wouldn't expect any of our runners to have to pull out.
Nor is it in logic.
Right, it's not required by any means, so he knows what he's looking for, cannot be there.
And at this point, he can't even check it, so... Bonito is making his way to the back of Skull Woods to finish off his 7th crystal dungeon.
And what do we do when we have 7 crystals, Simper?
We're not there yet, but I'll let you know when we get there.
Well, you won't have very long to think about it, because before you know it, Mothula is going to be exploding into a cloud of dust here.
True. Is it moth dust?
I mean, I would hope so. Could be pixie dust.
Gonna shoot mothballs at the moth? Get a mothball cannon going on?
Just use the fire rod to light the mothballs on fire and throw them at moth.
That would be entertaining.
Alright, we have got an ether check coming from Rail and Tanker, which we know is, just more ammo.
He missed 3 shots with that fire rod to get that key.
What? I mean, and I know we have Tempered, and it's pretty much a free fight, but when you have Silvers, you could still use the fire rod to get Mothula off the spikes, which is not even going to be a factor here, because he's just going to rush Moth into the center of the screen, and it only takes 5 shots to take him down.
But
So,
now, that's our 7th crystal, Zaru. And now we get to play our guessing game.
I'm sitting here laughing at Rail and Tank. You're getting absolutely dead rocked on the rock spot going to TR. But that means, chat, we have 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where the Ganon's Tower big key may be placed. Your job is to guess which of those 22 locations has the big key. In order of check, and we will use Nitorific's number, because he will be the first runner to enter GT.
We will continue to accept guesses until he sets foot into Ganon's Tower.
And for Hydra Power at 2:20 and 9 seconds, he is in go mode with a hook shot.
Yay! That's a good feel. Now he just has to finish all the dungeons that he hasn't done yet, which is Swamp and Turtle Rock. So he's a lot closer to being done with Link to the Past than Nito was when he hit go mode. But I mean, he's there.
He's already in TR. All he has to do is, save and quit, go down to Swamp, go mode that, and then come back up the mountain. So he's really not too far behind here. I would expect to see probably an early 250 time from Hydra. If not late 240.
Leslie
Seppa, where do
is...
you think this big key is going to be?
I always go with number 19. That's just because 19 is a number of power, and I believe it, I've been right once. A long time ago. Back when we used to have a bot that would count it.
We do have a bot, but it's usually used in League. I am going to go off a limb and say 4. I think it's going to be early.
Well,
or, it could be on the torch!
So those boots were required for more than one reason.
That's a pretty good feeling if you're Nitorific.
Good job, Razor. But I don't think you won. I think somebody else said 1 first. No, you are the first person who said 1. You're the only person who said 1. Razor Flamecoon, our tracker, is the winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations. Enjoy your imaginary fake real internet points.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
It's like...
To be fair, he does win a lifetime supply of Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer seeds. In order to claim your prize, you just have to go to samus.link. And no, I'm not joking. That is a real link. That is where you go.
It is the link, you could say.
It's the best link ever.
Yeah.
Samus.link for the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer is just outstanding.
And you have many different ways you can play. You can play it the way our runners have on normal SM logic with randomized swords and warp ball, or you can put one or both of those items early. Or if you like a little challenge on the Super Metroid side, there's a logic option to make it hard mode, which introduces some stuff like variolous runs of Upper North Fair, gravity suitless Meridia, CWJ required wreck ship, spring ball jumps, and plenty more. And we'll see one of those tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on our Speed Gaming Networks as our second weekly race of the week. Hopefully it will be broadcast.
And if you really, really hate yourself, you can do an SMZ3 Key Sanity run.
Yeah,
Which is basically Key Sanity with added items in the Super Metroid universe, which adds keys to certain access points of Super Metroid, and basically makes it take twice as long.
In chat is asking, speed is the missing element for Leslie. Where was it? It is the first leftmost check of Blind's Hut in Kakariko Village. Inexplicably, he managed to skip it. And he was in Kakariko, and he checked the library, and he checked a couple other things before going up to Lumberjack, and he has not yet checked on his Sphere 1 stuff that he had skipped early, or had done early, to make sure he didn't pass anything. So it's a bad feel for Leslie right now, because he is missing a Sphere 1 speed booster that is literally locking him out of the rest of the seed.
I am absolutely sad that we've not seen that Butter Sword.
And I don't think Nito is going to check anything up here, so chances are we will not see that Butter Sword. Wisely waiting out on the door closed jingle so he doesn't accidentally despawn the top of Ganon's tower.
Yeah, that's never fun.
I've seen some people do that. And Leslie, pick up my arrow, please.
Straight. Nope. Your arrow's
Oh.
staying there.
Nobody wants my arrow.
You're the only person who likes your arrow, you crazy man.
And there's half magic for Nito-rific, so that's going to be great going into the Ganon fight.
Well, at least he checked something. This is a...
This room for Leslie is not great, as you saw with those conveyors turned on, that spooky missile.
Oh, there's the Butter Sword!
Oh.
Yes! Yes! The last check in the
Semper
game!
got his wish, and I'm still waiting for someone to pick up my arrow. That's great. Shoutouts to Butter Sword. Ganon is
Now
absolutely
Ganon's
free.
truly free. Butter Sword, Silvers, Red Mail. Yeah, that's over, man. Ganon's so dead.
Aghanim for Nito-rific. Let's see what he gets for patterns. This is a nice double. Could have been a triple if that last one was a little bit more down. Nice double sword shield tank on that. And ooh,
These have been horrific patterns.
and that's a 2-1-1-1-1 from Nito. He's going to drop in and fight Ganon in just a moment. Which, you know, blink and you'll miss it with gold sword, silver arrows. It's just easy. I do want to shout out someone in chat that did guess that the last check in Ganon's tower would have that fourth sword for us.
Uncle Iroh?
You know Uncle Iroh. You know, he's Prince Zuko's uncle.
Not ringing any
Someone
bells.
hasn't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, I see.
Negative.
Alright, so again, with Gold Sword, this is a very easy 1-1 on Ganon. With Tempered, it's still not too bad to get it if you have the right position for a nice spin. Ganon goes against the wall. So Nito already in Phase 3. Probably going to switch over to Silvers in a moment. Well, Hydropower is going up to GT. He has finished Turtle Rock and Swamp Palace. And Raylan is headed to Mimic Cave, where he's going to find himself his hookshot, and he will be soon joining us in Go Mode.
Double tap? Double? Nope, just one.
Nah, you had to be a little bit further away from the wall for that to be a double. And
down goes Ganon.
So, Link to the Past done for Neorific. Let's see a single G in chat for Nito.
That is correct, chat. Nito never did get that lamp.
Who needs a lamp?
Yeah,
That's a hookshot from Raylan Tankier. So at 2:28:58, he is in Go Mode.
Leslie Pro is going to be pulling his hair out when he figures out where that speed booster is. And a happy new year to you too as well, Wasicum.
Have we really gone 2 hours and 30 minutes without saying hello and happy new year to everybody here at Speed Gaming? Thanks for joining us on this Sunday, the 3rd of January.
Yeah, we definitely did not say anything about Happy New Year, for sure.
Razorflame is beating himself up. Once again, big shout-outs to our solo tracker today. Razorflame is keeping an eye on all 4 of the runners here.
Which is a monumental task on its own.
You think we have it hard? He's making sure he's got every location.
He's clicking lots of buttons today.
So huge shout-outs to Razorflame Coon. Again, once again, another shout-out to my co-com today, Semper Fire Dog. It's been a while since I've heard you on the mic, my friend.
I was here last week. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, where was I? Probably at work. And of course, another shout out to our.
We did the comms for the Super NES.
Oh right,
Marathon thingy.
A huge shout out to our runners on screen here. These are 4 of 18 participants in our weekly community race. Every Sunday and Monday, we rotate modes between normal and hard SM logic, and occasionally sprinkle in some co-op or some multi-world or something else. These 4 have volunteered their screen time for us today, and it's been an interesting show, I will say that. So if you like what you see on the screen, these are very talented players in their own right. Different skill levels, different ways of thought. One heck of a game regardless. Give them a follow. Oh no, you don't want to be me. Trust me, you don't want to be me. As you can see, the coffee still hasn't worked. So I completely forgot I was tracking for SNES Superstars.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, I just attribute you to getting old.
I also rolled that seat, Semper.
I know you did.
If you haven't seen...
And it was atrocious.
If you haven't seen any of the VODs available on Speed Gaming's networks, go to Speed Gaming 1 through 6 on Twitch, or there's also a bunch up on YouTube. You can catch all of the action you may have missed for many of our marathons or tournaments throughout the years. Absolutely great stuff. Lots of great, volunteer commentators, fantastic runners, tense moments, high stakes, all over the place.
I'm super stoked at Raylan Tankier's fake powder to get an anti-fairy to a fairy so he could heal up. That was outstanding.
I do love fake powder. It's fantastic. I love doing it specifically in that room. And
Raylan Tankier doing a very good hammer strats for Trinex.
Did Nito take off suits? I didn't remember to look.
I don't think so.
Just straight up, he feels comfortable if he's not even baby skipping.
He did a baby skip.
Well, I mean, he would take off the suits baby skip, silly. Because it's fast. The Metroid baby drains your energy so much faster when you take off Varia and Gravity. Tell you one thing we're not going to see. We're not going to see a stand-up glitch because we do not have a charge beam.
Yeah, and we're not going to find it.
No, there's no way you see charge beam at this point.
Charge beam is probably somewhere in Ganon's tower that we didn't go.
And with the key literally on the torch, you check nothing in the basement. So out of those 22 other checks that could be down there, absolutely, Charge Beam is more than likely in Ganon's tower. We won't be seeing it. We will, however, see a speed Zeb skip from Neaterific.
Very nicely done. Neaterific showing off why he is such a great player of this game. He's just really good at execution. He's going to be really tight on ammo, though.
He's got 100-something missiles. I think he's fine. So for every super that you do not have, as Mother Brain takes 60 super missiles, it is 3 missiles. So he has the equivalent of 33 supers. He's fine.
Presuming he doesn't miss anything.
Hydropower skipped the pre-mold worm chest, so he will not have half magic going into Ganon, but he does have a lamp to make that a little bit nicer. And probably a few of our runners here do have a green potion, I would imagine. Does he check this for the gold sword?
Oh, no!
He does
Come on,
not!
man.
Oh. Yeah, Hydra saying, I'm in go mode, I'm not checking another darn thing, you cannot make me.
To be fair, like, the Butter Sword doesn't change the Ganon fight that much.
Well, Butter Sword is nowhere near as much of an offensive increase as, Master to Tempered, for example. You can still do a 1-in-1 on Ganon with with the Tempered Sword. It does take a little bit more finesse.
At least we have silvers to make it much easier.
Yeah, Silver's Lamp Fire Rod. And Mother Brain is in cutscene mode.
Some would say that going from bacon to butter is a downgrade, but I disagree. Butter is far more
Why not
useful
have
than
both?
bacon.
Leslie has finally realized that he has not ever gone to Blind's Hut, and that is a speed booster at 2 hours and 35 minutes.
And that is his major roadblock.
So Leslie is now... he is now in go get the Moon Pearl mode. As Hydropower drops into his Ganon fight here. And that's the Trident spin you kind of want to get. But no 1-in-1 for Ganon this time around. Oh, and he gets the perfect position for Phase 2. I love the spot. You just skip Phase 2 entirely with a few quick spins against the corner there.
He does have to be kind of careful, though. He is pretty low on health.
He does, however, have red mail, so this is not as treacherous as it seems. Now, if you were in green mail, it's one Ganon hug and you're out, but, you know. Alright, Nino's actually fixing to sub 240. All he has to do now is roll on through an exploding planet. With that speed booster, this is a quick and easy task.
Does he save the animals?
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, who does? Nobody saves the animals.
You don't save the animals in a race. You save them when the chat and the donations tell you to. Let's get some single G's for Hydropower taking out Ganon.
Nito doesn't save the animals even when he's supposed to.
So what'll happen when the animals go to save Nito?
They won't.
That's the joke.
And the timeline is ruined.
Leslie trying to get this short charge to get that Moon Pearl.
It's not terribly difficult to do, but it does take a little bit of specific timing.
That one's what, a 2-tap, a 3-tap?
Meanwhile, Nito Ripley's going to get the rocket shaft, and he's going to go straight up all the way to the top with this nice shine spark.
Nito gets sent to the moon. Well, soon he'll be flying past the moon. Flying
There's
into
the
the
Moon
dawn.
Pearl for Leslie Pro. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat for Neaterific.
who finishes first place. First place on the restream, and second place overall with an official racetime.gd time of 2:37.54. Ace Zero finished at 2:37.44, beating Nito by 10 seconds.
And Nito's first remark in the race time chat: sniped. And, you know, it looked very much like a clean end game for Nito, so that is a really close finish, boys. GG's to both the off-screen runner Ace Zero and Nitorific here, finishing first on our restream. And probably see Nito join us for an interview here.
Probably. He usually does.
And he says, Discord being Discord. So, in other words, while we wade through the Discord in Discord... Let's see, Raylan check Bombo's tablet? Question mark? There's the cave! Raylan?
Well, that's not helpful.
Uh,
And we are joined by Nitorific in the booth. GG's to you, Nito. Maybe.
He's here. I think he can hear us, and I think he's still having issues with Discord as he's popped back down into the waiting room. So we'll give us a few seconds while he tries to sort that out. He'll be joining us in a moment. I'm seeing chat say Hydra has charge beam.
Does he?
We might find out in a moment. We might not.
If he does, I don't know where he got it.
Oi, oi, Nitorific, how do you
Nito
read?
is back.
Yeah, sorry, Discord takes forever to connect sometimes. Hi.
That is all right. Welcome in, and GG's to you, sir.
Yep. I got sniped by 10 seconds.
That would have been a close one and a great one to watch. I've got a question for you. So,
Yeah.
GT Classic win.
Oh,
That's one you probably weren't expecting. You had that
Yeah.
first shot going down to Mire to mirror back to Desert on the Green Gate glitch, and it looked super, super smooth.
yeah. But sometimes I get it first try, usually not too many tries.
So, Charge Beam was in Hookshot Cave.
Oh. I would have wasted time actually to get it if it was the last chest.
It was the first chest you would have checked. But yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
we just figured out that somebody had it, and we didn't know where they got it. But now we do know.
Because stand up done perfectly saves 20 seconds. So getting the beam there would have wasted time probably. Though you wouldn't have to refill up the ship then. I guess it's pretty close. A few seconds one way or the other.
Other than that, the seed wasn't too bad.
Oh yeah, Ozzy would have destroyed this seed.
So, is there anything? It looked like you just pretty much blew through everything. You had a pretty good idea what was going on. Is there anything you were possibly worried about going through the seed?
While leaving Shack Tool behind, because a wide open seed always puts Go Mode in trolley place, and it put Hookshot in Mimic Cave. Not Mimic Cave. Yes, Mimic Cave.
Yes, Mimic Cave.
So I knew there would be something to go wrong. I was ready to do it, but it was Quake Laws. Okay, as soon as I found Quake, I went there, and surprise, Hookshot was there.
Now, how about that big key location for Gaines Tower, though?
Very convenient. So it was a SM first, then Link to the Past seed.
That's what
How it
I'm
played
hearing.
out. He showed a little bit of disdain for that flute location too.
Because when I went straight to the portal to the north, I was like, wait, what if flute is somewhere in the other 3 dungeons? I said, nah. What are the odds? Well, pretty good apparently.
So, what was your favorite part and your least favorite part of that seed?
Well, kind of both at the same time. It's really early suits. I literally don't like that, but it wasn't so bad this time. Because I'm always suspicious of a free suit, you know? Like, does this mean there's nothing in that area? Or that there's something and I have to go there early? I can never tell. And Regship had nothing. And I think Maria had nothing either.
Maria,
It
other
had
than
your ice,
the moon
it had your
pearl,
ice rod.
the ice
Oh,
rod and the moon
right,
pearl,
right. In Precious Room, that's right. Okay, it had one thing.
Oh, no,
You don't count the moon pearl as the
don't
thing?
count the moon pearl as a thing, apparently.
Oh, wow. I have a good memory, I swear.
Now
No.
that brings on an interesting point for our restream here. Leslie Pro somehow never went into Blind's Hut, so he checked everything he possibly could and visually saw the moon pearl in Main Street and had no idea how to get it.
Oh yeah, forgetting a location like that is terrible. That's why I have a map tracker for Link to the Past. It's to remind me where I went, so I don't forget something important. Because Super Metroid, you can just once you have access to an area, you can usually get everything except maybe one item or two. So it's not so bad to remember.
Yeah, Leslie started looking at the Metroid map for quite some time, trying to figure out where he was going.
Yeah.
And sometimes having a map tracker for Link to the Past doesn't help too much if you mark a location off as checked anyway, especially if you
Yes.
walk right past it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
It's like,
So-
I try not to pre-swap items before I need them because I always forget a step. Like, for example, in Turtle Rock, I was in the main room, I was going to the right side, and I swapped to Fire Rod immediately. No, I gotta use the cane a second time. And the same thing for clearing map locations without checking them first. I always do them at the same time, so I don't do something like mark something off without checking it.
We were having a conversation about muscle memory as you were going into Turtle Rock for that when you did that swap. We were like, is he going to remember to go down because he doesn't have hookshot, or is he going to go up and have to go all the way around?
I remembered.
And you remembered.
Where was Lamp anyway?
Lamp was
Lamp
on
was
Stumpy.
on Stumpy.
Oh,
So you were never going to get that lamp because you had no reason to go west towards Village of Outcasts.
what drew me to go up instead was I wanted the Tempered Sword on Zora's Ledge. So I was routing it in with the Catfish check. You never know. Catfish might have something trolling.
Yep, in this case, he didn't have anything, but you got that Temper Sword, and then you are the only one so far to have opened up that Butter Sword behind Moldorm 2. My favorite item in the game.
It was pretty nice to see Half Magic and Sword 4 up at the top of Ganon's Tower.
It's like, here's your free Ganon fight. Have fun.
There is
where's
one
this-
other thing. Oh, go on.
Sure, no, go on.
I might have thought you would have done Lower Norfair before checking up on Bubble Mountain, and it's probably ammo that you were considering, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, ammo.
Yeah, because that Ridley fight, I think you were like 40-25 at the time. That's really close.
Yeah, I ended the fight with no supers and a few missiles remaining. I had 35 power bombs, so I wasn't soft log, but yeah, I just wanted to be comfortable with the ammo count.
All right, I have to interrupt here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our GGs in chat for Hydra Power, who's finished second on the restream and 6th place overall with an official racetime.gg time of 2:46.54. Coming in 3rd place was PP Chan at 2:43.22, and then Error at 2:44.08, and 4th place. In 5th place was Farfaloo at 2:45.55.
I like Error's comment here. He said, for a moment he thought he might win and then finish podium. No. But hey, first ever 2-cycle fan tune, that's always a good feeling. So GG's to all of our runners and good job to Error.
Wow. 2-cycle fan tune.
tune.
Really good.
That's not easy to pull off, even with a good amount of missiles and spot-on Dopplering. You have to have some real good movement and luck from fan 2 to make that work.
Oh yeah, I had a terrible fight 4 cycles.
Yeah, your Aga 2 fight was not that great either because he was
Oh,
just
God.
being a meanie butt.
Aga2's patterns, on the whole, have been pretty awful on this seed.
Yeah, and Aga 1 wasn't too bad.
Yes, we did see an Aga 1 on this seed.
Oh.
We did see Leslie do a Fire Rod Aga Tower climb.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. And we are joined in the booth by Hydropower. GG's to you, sir.
Hey, thanks, gang. How's everybody doing?
We're doing
Doing all right.
fantastic. How are you?
Oh man, I got sniped by like 4 or 5 people here in the last 5 minutes. I'm so salty. But, no, it went really well. Like 2021's looking great so far. So compared to the usual trash I get on Restream, this was pretty good.
I wouldn't go too far in saying that. We've only had 3 days of 2021. It
Hey.
could get worse.
I'm saying
I'd
right
start
now,
with 3 and build on that.
like right now, so far, 1% of the year is done. Right now, I'm like, hey man, it's looking pretty good. We'll take it.
That's fair. Fair enough.
Hey, exactly what we were talking about just happened on Restream. Leslie forgot that he does not have the hook shot.
Ruh-roh.
Yes!
That was
Meanwhile,
a really
Braylon Tanker's in his cannon fight, so he'll be joining us within the next 10 minutes.
Does
Hydropower.
Leslie Pro have enough magic to do
There's
this?
a pickup.
No, he does not.
There's a full refill in this room. So
He's going to have to pick that up before he can. He's going to try it anyway, and he's going to be a shot short. Oh, actually, no, this is fine.
Oh! Just got it.
He's probably going to take some real shots from the Crystal Rollers if he's not careful here, though, and he's in green mail, so ouch. Hydropower.
What's funny?
How'd you feel about
I'm gonna
this
interrupt you
one?
quick, but what's funny is I completely forgot how to do that room the other way. I'm like, which flame do I don't know. I'm just winging it. Thankfully, I had enough time. I'm seriously, like, I played this game like 3 years. Like, wait, well, how does that work again? I don't even know. It's just complete brain fart. Sorry, go ahead. What was your question?
I was going to ask you what you felt about the seed, and if that's a good summary, then it's.
Oh, I don't know. I was feeling good. I felt good about the flippers because everybody tries to avoid the downstairs of the tile room of hair there. So I figured if everybody's hair potting past those, that's a good thing. But the hookshot was so late that I don't know how many people even did that or not.
There's no way you hair pot on the seed with the hookshot that late.
Absolutely.
Right. And especially, the seed literally gives you mirror into Fire Rod, into Tower of Hera, into flippers. So it's way too tempting to just pass up on. So you were the first player on the Restream, I believe, to make that call up to Hera. So that was an advantage you had for some time.
Yeah, it was funny. I died first to the cabbages. So I didn't even think about like, oh,
it was either you or Raylan. It was on the bottom half of the screen.
We'll just try again real quick, and that ended up working out really well. So yeah, there's a lot of progression there, and I'm really not very good at Metroid, so it's good to find all sorts of cool stuff like high jump boots and screw attack and both suits and everything. But I was really concerned, like, dudes, where are all the super missiles at? I can't find any. I found like 40, and I was like, is this enough ammo? Like, what do I even do here? And so when I found plasma, I'm like, okay, maybe there's a chance I find charge somewhere, and then I find it immediately in Hookshot Cave. And you probably saw my little happy dance there on stream. That wasn't an anger dance, that was happy dance. So I was set after that, but for a while there I was starting to worry about that. So we'll, thankfully it worked out in the end.
We actually didn't know where you picked up Charge Beam because we didn't even know you had it until somebody in chat was like, hey, Hydropower's got Charge Beam. We're like, well, where did you get that from? And then Raylan went into Hookshot Cave and was like, there it is. It's like, oh, well, we totally missed that.
Yeah, no, it was super, super late, and that was just a lucky pickup because I was also skipping like TR stuff like Laser Bridge. I'm like, oh, I got keys, never mind. And skipping obviously the time-consuming chest and swamp and just getting what's on the path. So I ended up getting really lucky with that find because otherwise, I wasn't sure about the ammo situation.
Yeah,
but
you would have been kind of close. I think you had enough missiles maybe to make up because you went in with what, 40? You get over 100 missiles, so that would have been close.
It would have been close. I like I said, Metroid scrub. I'm not very good at Zeb skip, so I don't even bother. But I think it would probably require a refill to be totally safe. But hey, it worked out. Didn't have to. Everything's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
Ladies
I
and
had a
gentlemen,
good
I know it's
Turian.
going to be late, but let's get a G in chat for Raylan Tanker, who did take out Ganon and is now almost done with his Torian dive.
He could sub 3 this.
He's gonna
shout
be
out
close.
to him. I know he's I don't know how long he's played combo. I know he's played Zelda for like forever. I don't know how long he's played combo. I think he's fairly new to it. So getting a sub 3 is really not free at all, even if you play this a really long time. And so I know I felt really good when I got my first one. So I don't know if it's his first one, but I'm sure it feels good anyway.
And your feelings have been mutualized, Hydropower. As Error's in chat and said, charges and hookshot cave? Man, I almost checked that because I was concerned about my missile count.
I was definitely.
So that sentiment is definitely going around on the seed.
Yeah, it was just a lucky find, like many things in this game, lucky finds.
I also want to point out Leslie Pro did go to Turtle Rock and find his hook shot, so he's good to go once he figures out what he wants to do here with the rest of the crystals.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyone know?
Well, I just want to say, sorry, go ahead.
I got fine art in Turian, which is skipping the statue without destroying it. That was cool.
You also got a very nice speed Zeb skip.
Yeah. But fine art is, I don't know, it's fun. Get past it's a waste of time, completely. But it's fun.
Hey, if you're having fun, that's what matters, right?
Yep.
If we're having fun, none of us would actually be here.
He's not wrong.
I hope everybody had fun. I sure had fun. I want to say thank you guys for having me and volunteering today. And I'm going to head out here because it's almost dinner time. But thanks again, and GG to everybody. And we'll see you next mission.
GG's to you, sir. Have a good day and enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hydropower. GG's once again.
And now Raylan Tinker is going to take down the glass case of Mother Brain and then shoot her full of missiles.
Well, actually, he's got charge beam, so he might just opt for that.
I mean, I would assume though you have to get through this phase first, which requires only missiles.
Can only hurt with missiles.
So one thing, Nito, you picked up Wave in the front of Hyrule Castle at like an hour 40 or so. So was there any hope for you to actually have a good beam going through here?
Well, now that charge beam is considered a trash item, I was pretty sure I wouldn't be getting it, especially with how early I was in Go. As there was a bunch of stuff I never looked, so it said charge is somewhere like in Pendant Ice or whatever, so I'm not getting it. I was just looking for ammo, actually. I told myself I'll just open chests that are free or almost free for more ammo, because I keep track of my super count, but I don't keep track of my missile count. I didn't know how many missiles I had to compensate for having only 40 or 45 supers. I knew I was at 100 something, so is that enough? What if I can't Zeb skip, like I need to blow through? Can I still do Mother Brain in one go, or do I need to refill after I destroy the glass jar? But it was a non-issue when I found a super pack in the top of GT.
All kinds of goodies in the top of GT on this seat, apparently.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Alright, so Raylan is in cutscene mode, and Leslie's checking Hookshot case, so he's gonna find his charge beam. And his more ball bombs.
And something else, because we don't know what else is in here. We haven't seen these chests yet. At least I haven't. Some bombs. And 10 bucks, or 10 arrows. 10 sticks.
I'm going to give a shout out to Liam Atlas finishing 7th off stream with a 256.59.
Very well done from our runners today. Now we got to figure out what Leslie's going to do with the rest. He's in go mode. He just doesn't know it yet.
And the pod key was in shooter room, wasn't it?
Big key, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So it's a go mode pod for
Yeah.
Leslie.
Bowlock with the big key.
So even if he did get that Moon Pearl super late, he's still going to make pretty decent time here.
Was Hookshot the only thing that required Dark World access? Because Mirror was in Spectacle Rock Cave. Firewater was on Spectacle Rock, and the flippers were in
Hera.
Hera, yeah. So you only needed to
The
go-
lamp was technically Dark World locked.
Yeah, but the lamp doesn't matter.
Who needs a lamp? And the Quake was in Bonk Rocks too. So yeah, that really the only thing locked by Moon Pearl is the dungeon completions themselves and the hookshot.
Yeah.
We got Ike here finishing in 8th place with a 258.44. GG's to him as well.
I mean, honestly, Moon Pearl is almost go mode in this case. It's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, pretty much. Because as soon as he got Moon Pearl, he already had Quake. He's figuring he's got Fire and Ice Rod from all those wonderful checks in Super Metroid that he was able to do and do over again. So he's literally just in dungeon clear mode right now. And Raylan is escaping an exploding planet.
Yep, made easier by Speed Booster.
I'll get going, so thanks for the hard work, and see you next mission.
Thank you very much for the show, Anitarific. It was wonderful to watch you work again.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure, my friend. GG's again.
GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it again. 3 hours in, give those runners a follow, because without them, we wouldn't be here giving you this awesome show for the weekend. I love these Sunday day races.
Sunday afternoon,
Sunday
day.
races.
I mean,
Sunday day
day
races.
as opposed to night. Why not?
Because I mean, it's. I love SMZ3. I loved it from the first time I saw it, even though I didn't know how to play Super Metroid. So I took the time to learn how to play Super Metroid just so I could play this combo. And I'm still bad at it, but that's okay. I have fun.
And as I said earlier, fun is what matters. Whether you're a player, you're a commentator, you're a tracker, you're a fan, that's why we're all here.
Yeah, we don't do this for the money.
Alrighty, get your GGs ready for Raylan Tankier. He just misses the sub 3, but finishes in 9th place, clocking in on race time with a 3 hours and 8 second time.
Very well done for him. He did a Master Sword silver there, a Master Sword Ganon? I didn't even notice.
I thought he had tempered.
Did he pick up the Mold Worm 2 chest? I have no idea. I was busy.
We were all busy. I haven't even... I mean, I took over tracking for our tracker who needed to step out, but...
You're doing a great job, by the way.
Of course not. It is a meme in this community. I am an awful tracker. It was a tempered Ganon, chat is reminding us. And without a lamp, Leslie's going to do Dark Turtle Room here.
With no mail and no safeties, he's brave. Woo!
Oh man, he's got 3 hearts going into Helmasaur. That's kind of spooky.
You're telling me.
He's got that burnout. He's gonna have a few frames of dash time if he wants. There it is. Goes straight up to Helma. This has to be a pretty clean Helmasaur fight, though.
And we are joined in the booth by Raylan Tankier. GG's to you, sir.
GG. Interesting.
So, Raylan, give us your thoughts.
Oh, felt like a pretty jet seat if you only were confident in doing things that this deed wanted you to do, apparently. Because you should probably first finish Super Metroid and then playing to pass Rando. Didn't really have much of a compromise at this time, I'd say.
I'd say you're pretty correct, yeah. Because I mean, within the first hour and a half, you could be done with Super Metroid entirely and just stay in Link to the Past for the rest of the game.
Yep. There was the point when I had done Meridia, where I saw, okay, it's possible theory to do Norfair. Certainly not something I'm confident doing with that equipment at that point. I think 2 or maximum 3 E-tanks was not something I was eager to do, but at that point I was kind of hoping for the mids not to be in Norfair, but rather in Link to the Past after the Moon Pearl, which unfortunately didn't happen, but yeah. I tried to go a little bit for my stronger game, which didn't really pay off in the end. even if it looked very good after the first 3 checks. Yeah. Overall, I'm almost happy with this. Almost missed the 3 hours, but what can you do? Didn't make the decisions.
8 seconds off of 3 hours is actually something respectable. It's still better than my times, I'll say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't complain about that. 3 hours and 8 minutes is my best time ever, and that was the luckiest seed I've ever had. I have not even come close to that since then.
Some pretty good check rates from our players here. We have 199 for Nito, 174 for Hydra, 178 for Reelan.
Yeah, I mean, there was not really much you had to check. There was a lot of stuff you could check additionally. But yeah, if you were following the chain and only take the obvious items on the way, there's not much to check. Yeah.
Oh man, Zember, what do we say here?
Well, Leslie Pro is just going to go mode the remaining 4 dungeons he has to do. Or, excuse me, 3 dungeons he's got to do. Apparently I can't count. There's 4 dungeons lit up and 3 dungeons not. Yeah. So he's got to do Swamp, which he's in right now. Then he's going to do Skullwoods, Thieves Town, and then he's just going to blaze through Gannis Tower and Turian.
So if you're wondering where any of your ammo was, ask Leslie, because he accidentally skipped Blind's Hut and ended up clearing pretty much everything you could do in both games without a Moon Pearl. So he actually went into Ridley with 55 maximum supers, which is the most we saw of any runner. So he'll be okay going into his Mother Brain fight later on.
Yeah, it was a weird feeling going into Mimic Cave, finding a hookshot and knowing, okay, I'm on maybe 40, maybe 45 supers. That's not clearly not enough. So where is all the ammunition? I didn't check that few checks, so I felt like I should have been closer there. But yeah, then immediately getting charged after going back up the mountain was like, yeah, okay. You never needed it.
Charge is always nice to have, though.
Definitely. If I only had checked Hookshot Cave before going into the Swarm, I would have full go moded. But oh well.
I'm not sure what he's looking for at this point.
I mean, he could be looking for a male, because we did see both of the males are in places he hasn't been able to get to.
And he's not going to check either one of them.
Right, I mean, he
He knows that blue mail is in Shaft Zebras, but he doesn't know where red mail is, and he's not going to check. He's not going to check Hype Cave.
Right, so he might actually be finishing on green here, and that's, you know, it's not the most comfortable situation to be in with your health pool. It's basically going to be in what we consider in the Link to the Past community as hard item pool, except that he has silvers.
And tempered.
Well, tempered isn't hard. It's expert
No.
that takes that away and gives you 8 hearts green mail.
Yeah. No thanks.
I mean,
Got a few other finishes here. Great Jake finishing in 10th with a 301.31. Tony T. Young with a 305.20 is good for 11th. And Tracy M finishing in 12th place with a 307.28. That leaves a pretty spooky Argus kill for Leslie, but that's plasma for him. He now has the full beam combo.
Close.
That does leave 7 runners still going here.
Quarter heart doesn't feel good. Or half a heart, whatever. And GG's to Break Jake, Tony T, and Tracy M. Glad to have them finish.
Trying
I
to
will
think.
be heading out.
All right, Raylan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out. GG's to you.
Thanks for having me. And yeah, have a good evening or whatever time zone it is. It's almost dark. No. It's a new day already.
Oh no! Yeah, thank you for being on Restream Raylan, and GG's once again. We'll see you next mission.
See you next mission.
And then there was one on the screen here, and Leslie Pro has exactly what he knows ahead of him. He decided to not activate that flute, which is the correct call. It would be a waste of time. And he's going to go take care of Moth and Blind, and then we'll see him go up into Guinness Tower. Is it even possible to go mode Thieves Town?
I mean, you don't go to the basement.
You do.
Except
you still have to go get. You still have to get the maiden, but you're not really checking anything on the way.
The go mode Thieves Town is about as fast as normal Thieves Town.
Yeah, Thieves Town, like Turtle Rock, is a very linear dungeon. There's a set amount of things that you absolutely have to do to get through it. But I mean, in Randomizer, you can go mode Thieves Town if you have a boss shuffle going on. But SMZ3 currently does not have that functionality, and I don't want to give our devs any ideas.
I don't want to do Randomizer SMZ3. Thank you very much. That would be horrific. You get
Just
a key
imagine
hunter in the
all
landing
of the,
site. Oh god.
Imagine all the gamers replaced with like Alcoons or something.
No thanks. Tuskegee sitting in the first room of Super Metroid. You're like, how am I gonna get past this?
The mini Tuskegee, hopefully, and not the giant ones from Lower Norfair. Oh, it sounds like pain and suffering just waiting to happen.
Which is what most Randomizer players like anyway.
Did he ever pick up the lamp?
No.
Okay, so he's gonna finish lampless as well.
He's already done the hard part and done the dark
much.
rooms of Turtle Rock, and you haven't clicked the button that said he's done Swamp Palace.
Shush! We've been busy.
You're the tracker. No, you're busy.
Ask Kuchiri how good of a tracker I am.
I know you're a terrible tracker, but you're still supposed to be doing it.
That's part of the meme, right?
Yeah, dragons can't focus. They're too busy counting their treasure hoard.
Too busy. And he is in Oko right now, and that's not comfortable. You got a potion? You do not. Oh my goodness. No! No! No!
Oh! You're so close.
Sniped by the moth. That's so bad.
It hurts.
He's
gonna go pick
gonna
up some
finish
magic.
Thieves Town and come back, I think. Or he'll go pick up magic. I mean, both ways work. We do have a forfeit from off stream. We do have our first forfeit from off stream. Obscure Lifeform has decided to hang them up, so we'll give them a GG.
GG's to him. I'm sure he put on a good fight.
Skipped a location and never found Bo. Bo was on Croc Escape. Ooh. If you never visually check that and you don't go to it, that could hurt.
Yeah, that hurts about as bad as not getting Speed Booster in Blind's Hut.
And it can happen to anybody at any level as you skip something, whether you choose to or not, and it ends up just unraveling your entire run.
Yes, indeed. It happens to everybody at least once in their career. Nobody's perfect.
Saving a little bit of magic here. He's going to take Silvers out for the Gibdos and then just, take all of the damage. Leslie. He has powder, right? He can powder this bunny beam. Okay, he's probably good now.
He's in a much better health situation this time.
Alright, well, he takes down Mothula. He's going to go to Thieves Town, and we get to see him choose to tackle Ganon's Tower in some way here. We'll just have a quick look at the schedule to see what else is going on this Sunday, the 3rd of January. And it looks like starting up in about an hour, we have the Zelda 1 Randomizer weekly race. That is going to be on Speed Gaming 2. And a pair of Link to the Past Randomizer League races firing at 10... No, not... Yeah. I'm on Eastern, right? I'm trying to time zone convert.
3 hours ahead of you, I believe.
Right, so if this is an Eastern, which I am confirming that it is, then those races are also in... No? Those are later tonight? Okay, I wasn't Pacific, so excuse me. So it's 10 o'clock tonight, Zelda 1 Randomizer's weekly race. At 10:10 on Speed Gaming 1, you have Season 3 of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Invitational, Phendrana Drifters versus Team Kappa. That should be a good one. So if you're a Link to the Past Rando fan and you want to see some of the best players in all of League play, go to Speed Gaming Prime at 10 o'clock tonight. They will put on a show for you. If you're looking to cheer on some of your friends from the Open League, also on Speed Gaming, over at the Speed Gaming 3, you have Open League Fromps Time versus 16-Bit Nerds at the same time.
Man, there's just so much rando. Rando's awesome.
And League is in the playoffs right now, I believe. I haven't looked at it in a bit, so I mean, Drossie's probably out there. He's going to yell at me for not being on top of my game. But we're getting towards the end of that, folks, so if you want to see some hot playoff action, see who's going to qualify for those final spots, and much bigger stakes in Open League for players that are trying to earn their way into Invitational, this is the round in which they do it. Chat saying, I missed it. Who won? On the restream, Nidorannofic finished in first place. Off the restream, Nidorannofic was 10 seconds behind Ace Zero. So we had a pretty close race at the top, and a lot of players hitting sub 3. We had 8 sub 3s on the seed, which is pretty good for normal.
That's very impressive. Anyone who's sub 3 should be proud of themselves. It's not an easy task to do that.
So that's enough about what's going on tonight here. How about talking about what's going on for SMZ3? We do have another weekly race tomorrow night, Semper.
Yes, we do. Tomorrow night is the Hard Logic SMZ3 weekly race. That'll be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I will not be doing commentary on that one because I will probably be in bed because I'm an old man.
And if you're looking to follow it, or if you're looking to participate, all you got to do is join the Combo Randomizer Discord, where the race room will be made publicly available to anybody who wishes to give this a try.
I'm kind of curious as to why Leslie Pro pulled out his mirror. Is he going to mirror with the maiden?
Can you? I think you can mirror with the maiden. I'm not sure why you would. Because I think it's time neutral, if not maybe a few seconds slower.
I have no idea. I've never seen it done. I think it's faster just to walk back upstairs.
I know because I've seen it. If you die with the maiden, she's at the front with you. But you do lose her if you go upstairs. Leslie, you're giving me something, because you know, putting your menu button on the mirror just, it doesn't make sense, because if you accidentally mirror, it doesn't work.
You're a little bit of anxiety, like he's going to accidentally mirror out.
There's one thing that we don't have is quick swap, so you're not going to see him accidentally, you know, swap over to mirror from Bo or something and end up at the, you know, at the start of GT later on, which is a blessing and a curse.
I wish they would put quick swap in the SMZ3. That'd be awesome.
He's going to stand there and let the head fireball him once. Slightly off script now, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. Blind is way too easy in this equipment.
And down goes blind. Seventh crystal.
Seventh crystal for Leslie. That's pretty good news for him. He does have to mirror back to the light world to save and quit to the mountain, so that's probably what he's thinking of.
Very good on him to remember that.
As he is the only of our... He's gonna... No, Leslie, no. No! No!
07's in chat. The great Hyrule national anthem.
You all wanted it, chat. He gave it to you. Let's see some 07.
For absolutely no reason other than to flute to the mountain, I guess.
Which makes no sense, because you just save and quit to the old man, right? I was going to say, where are you going?
You missed the.
Oh, Leslie, please.
Oh my goodness. What are the chances of that?
I mean,
At this, having fun.
and again, you really have to you can't take yourself too seriously when randomizer is concerned. You, at the end of the day, you just have a blast. Seriously. Some of
Grab
us
a
are
bombos, have a blast.
grab a bombos. We did have bombos, and it actually ended up being. I don't think we've even seen anyone use it. Like,
I've seen an ether medallion.
Yeah, we've seen a couple ethers being utilized in rooms where you might want to clear the enemies, like the room before the big key room in Skull Woods. You saw Nito use ether to clear up the Gibdos and the berries, but in this case, bombos ended up being quite the non-factor for us, and we are dead rocked. And you can't powder a dead rock. Not when he's a gargoyle.
Well, now would just quake them.
Yeah, you're spending more time trying to get rid of the dead rocks than you are walking around them.
Oh, it's kind of a way.
I was waiting for that one to stop on the right pixel to go left directly into Leslie. Dead rocks are easily the worst enemy in Link to the Past.
Oh, clearly.
Followed very closely by the Beamos.
In top 3 is definitely gonna be the Grabby Hen, though. The Wallmaster, man, those guys are mean. I hate them. There was one time I was doing an Randomizer seed, and I was about to drop into Cold Stare, or the Cold Stare fight, whatever was down there. I didn't know yet because I hadn't been down there. And I hammer the 2 pegs, get grabbed by Master Hand. I was like, I'm done. I'm climbing through the entirety of Ice again for that. I was just like, Alt F4, bye-bye stream, I'm done.
I did that in an Randomizer practice race once. I had actually gone down to fight Trinex in Ice Palace 4 times because I ran out of magic once, took a death once, and got wall-mastered twice.
Oof. That feels bad, man.
That was Tilt City for me.
Salt Dragon.
We do have 2 other finishes off stream. Freddy N3K, 13th place with a 3:18.21. Dorkmaster Fleck, 14th place, adding fell to Ganon and lost a spot. Nice. That's never a good feeling either.
That feels.
So GG's again once to all of our runners. We had 18 participants. We have 1 forfeit, and there are still 2 other players off stream and Leslie. Pardon me, we had 19
Leslie's
entrants.
going right.
Yeah, so Leslie is going to show us where all the ammo is in GT. Or not, apparently. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, there's nothing over here.
Did Leslie find... How late did Leslie find the speed booster? He finally started going back through Kakariko. Yeah, what? Nito wasn't done yet, right?
I don't think so.
So it was probably around 2:15, 2:20.
And there's the big key on the torch. And Leslie's gonna grab the second key and mirror out to the climb. I hope we find some music on the way, or magic on the way. I can't talk
Music
anymore.
is magic, don't you know?
Don't you know?
It's magic for the ears. Yeah, he does find some magic if he picks up 2 of those pots. Unfortunately, he decided not to, and he's just taking damage off of the spikes. So he's got lots of arrows. He's fine. How many arrows is that? Lots.
35. 34? 33?
Yeah. Where someone might be keen to be like, all right, well, I screwed up, I'm done, and forfeit here. Leslie's decided to stick it out, so huge props to him.
Yeah, he after last locationing that speed booster like that, that's
That's a huge feels bad moment, but he made it, and he's still going strong. So he's doing a great job.
He's gonna visit the fairy room, so he'll get a refill of health and magic here. He could capture one if he wants. I think he's got the bug net.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And in Greenmail, I think this is absolutely the right call.
Yes, because a Ganon Hug is 8 hearts of damage, which is more than half of his health.
And also, empty bottles and no lamps, so
I also believe that the fire bats do 4 hearts of damage, so that's just a brutal fight.
and a nice full magic drop from the Stalthos, so he's going to be able to continue slinging that fire rod through the rest of Gauntlet here. A nice nifty dodge of that Beamos there. And then the second one got him, because Beamos are absolutely awful.
Their knockback is way too strong. And how come the mirror shield doesn't reflect their lasers? Like, what good is this mirror shield if it doesn't block their lasers? Come on, man.
So he did reset the patterns for the Lamellus in this room with that Powder the Bunny Beam, but that's... yeah, that's going to take this a little bit longer for him to take care of, but it's not terrible. Nice 3-cycle. Not bad. I mean, I've had
That fire
Lamellus
shield
fights
coming in handy.
go worse. Much worse.
Not as bad as your 17 fall Moldorm 2.
We don't talk about that.
I remember that one. That one.
I'm a much better player than that these days. Anyone
Still fun
remember
to watch.
the Metroid entourage coming out of Coliseum?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think you could have that many Metroids on screen at the same time.
You had someone, I don't remember if it was Solsky or Aussie, say, I don't think I've ever seen that many.
And if you somebody of that caliber hasn't seen it, then man, you're doing something weird.
Alright, so how many of these chests do you think he checks if he's looking for half magic, a sword, blue mail?
He's not even gonna have. Oh, come on, man! You gotta at least open the last 2 chests to get your sword and your half magic.
And without having lamp for Ganon, that half magic's actually going to be extremely valuable because he does not have anything in his bottles.
He's got a fairy.
Leslie, please. Leslie, please. Oh no.
Nah, he's feeling. I mean, he knows he's not anywhere close to finishing near the top, so he just wants to be done. I don't blame him. Yes, he got the butter sword though.
Yes, Butter Sword. Okay. That's going to make Ganon much faster for him. Well, not even necessarily faster, just safer. Because if something goes wrong, you get bopped by the Ring of Fire, or you take a hug, you're just canceling that phase because you abuse your iframes for a moment, get that extra slash in.
And these patterns are already starting off awesome. Come on, Aga.
Oh
what
my
is
goodness.
this?
All 4, because these aren't meta, all 4 of these sets of patterns suck.
That was a
I
nice
think-
triple, though.
Yeah, that was a free triple. I think Raylan had the nicest patterns, and now I take that back. Because those last 2 phases from, those last 2 cycles from Aga were pretty nice for Leslie.
The first 2 were horrible, but the last 2 were
Yeah,
nice.
so it easily could have been a pair of triples in 3-4. So he's got a dance with Ganon here.
It's time to make bacon. Let's do it!
Oh right, I'm the tracker. I should mark sword 4.
Knock, knock.
This is why we don't hire you as a tracker anymore.
This is why I don't sign up as a tracker.
You forget what your job is. He's a very brave man standing right there. Oh, he almost dodged them all.
It's a good feeling to be able to dance with all those fire bats and just not take a punch, but having the health pool that he has, even getting shot once is pretty okay. He's going to have to be pretty careful with his fire rod shots here. He's only got a few cycles to land some silvers on Ganon.
Ganon's just a bully.
I mean, he really is. Just don't let him take your lunch money.
That was so close.
Oh, and he's on the bottom pixels of that row immediately afterward, too. That's spooky. Yeah, he's fine now. Just take the shot, dude.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Leslie, you're giving me heartburn, dude.
The anxiety.
Some single G's in chat for Leslie Pro.
Chat. Jeez, that was it's made a little tight on the collar, man. That was scary. Now all he has to do is kill Mother Brain, and he's done with it.
That's going to be a considerably easier task for him because he has the full beam combo. He's got plenty of supers.
Oh, he got tons of ammo.
Both suits.
All the suits, 8 energy tanks, couple reserves. He has to manually turn on Plasma Beam because in the combo randomizer, if you pick up Spazer or Plasma outside of Super Metroid, it automatically turns it off, as having both beams active at the same time, it creates the Murder Beam, which basically breaks the game. Literally breaks the game. Makes you have to, it's pretty much a hard lock. You have to reset. But the Quispy Beam is very nice. It does 900 damage per fully charged shot, which is very nice damage for Mother Brain, requiring only 20 shots to bring her to phase 3. Thank you, Big Box, for teaching me the numbers. And then if you successfully execute stand-up glitch, you can get most of the 40,000 damage you need to do to Mother Brain 3, or 4, or whatever one it is.
I do recall Nito saying that if you do a perfect stand-up, it's, 20 seconds saved?
Something like that. Which in the grand scheme of things isn't much, but when it comes down to some of the top runners of this game, 20 seconds is everything.
Yeah, you're always looking for some way to optimize and save yourself that time. Nice super drop from that Metroid. I think that was 5.
Quite a few there.
He went from 16 to 21, and that's not good.
You got morph ball bombs. Shake them off.
Something I didn't mention when we were interviewing with Nito and Hydropower is Raylan was going through Turian and opted to powerbomb all of the Metroids. I should have asked him about that.
And it was indeed five super missiles that Metroid dropped, because he was at 17, he shot one, was at 16, and picked up 5 at 21. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a Metroid drop 5 of them before.
Some pretty good RNG luck.
Considering 3 of them just dropped health. He got 1 super out of that deal.
Of course, he also shot 1 super to kill all 3, so, you pretty much trade off there.
So there's your answer from Raylan. He did this powerbomb method because he just sucks if they get on him, and he's just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's actually a lot more effort than it really is worth a lot of the time to try to get them off with the morph ball bombs, just because they, you wiggle back and forth and you just spam bomb, and eventually they unlatch. You gotta find that right spot where the bomb explosion does so.
I wish it was as easy to knock them off in Super Metroid as it is in Metroid Prime. One bomb.
Go on bomb and they're off. And then they have some iframes so you can stand up and get them frozen
Of
again.
course, the basic Metroids and Metroid Prime also, ice beam missiles. So, not to talk about the
same with
Alpha Metroids or the Hunter Metroids down in Phazon Mines or whatever, but that's the wrong game.
Talk about bad Metroids. Talk about the fusion ones or the fission ones. Ugh.
Oh God, yeah.
They're just as terrible.
That one is they got power bomb written all over them.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. When you absolutely have to destroy it instantly, drop a power bomb.
So Leslie is one of 4 runners still playing in this seed.
Good on him. After being after losing that location of that that speed booster for so long, and then to still be going strong is it's commendable. Really.
I am confused as to why he froze that Rinka if he wasn't going to Zebska. I think he just decided, what the hell, because he's got the ammo to just knock out all the Zebatites here. He can go ahead, blow open Mother Brain's tube, and then just, full beam her to death.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. I'm just, I'm tired. I want to be done.
He would have to go in and menu off screw attack, and sometimes you just don't want to bother,
Yeah, at this point in the game, you're like, I just want to be done. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
And of course, the full beam combo from having plasma, charge, wave, and ice does 900 damage, so this is a quick 20-shot ordeal for Leslie Bro. Which is the same DPS you would have from 60 supers, but, you're not worried about your ammo count at this point.
You have unlimited power!
And he is going to forgo stand-up, which is probably a good call here, just to be done.
He didn't really have enough health at the end of that to be able to do stand-up anyway.
He had just over 7, didn't he?
He was under 6.
He's got reserves, though, but that's still more time, so... Do you spend the time to get back 20 seconds if you do an optimal stand-up? I think the answer here is no. Coming from the master of soft-locking your stand-up glitch...
I just do stand-up glitch just to see if I can. I've only ever done it once. I mess it up every time somehow.
That D-Rust run I had last week was actually a pretty good vibe.
You PB'd a D-Rust!
I PB'd a D-Rust. And it was my last time playing on keyboard. And now I'm not going to PB ever again.
Because you had to train your hands in a different manner.
Yeah, some players still play on keyboard out there. I know Alucard 2004 is one. Metroid MST will swap keyboard and controller depending on which game he's in. I might have to adopt something like that. But to see all of the players out there that have just ground out all this time on controller, some of them are playing on actual hardware. I know Maniacal does. I think Nito might. No, he's on emulator. You see the input display there. So all different kinds of runners. Some of them legit speedrun juggernauts, and some of them are just out here to have a good time. And Mother Brain is about to have a really bad time.
Taste the rainbow! Yeah, there's all sorts of strange combinations out there. I know that some people play on strictly keyboards, some people play on controllers, as Wasakum in chat says that Metroid MST plays keyboard SM and controller Z3, which is opposite of how I would do it. But, I learned to play on a keyboard first and then switched to a controller and found out that I was way better with a controller than I was with a keyboard.
And some of us didn't grow up with the game, and you don't know how to play it as well on a controller. It's something that has to be learned, especially some of the finer movement techniques that we have.
Sure, I never played Super Metroid as a child, but Link to the Past was my jam.
He gets the 300.
Right. Is he gonna save the animals? Is he gonna meme?
Does he meme? He's on Restream. He knows that most players are done already. I wouldn't be surprised. He might taunt the animals.
That would be very cruel of him.
We've seen it before where a runner will come down there, open the door, fire a few shots into the door, and then run away.
Oh yeah.
Or if you get tricked into doing it, I did a Super Metroid multi once, and going in there caused you to restart the entire escape sequence again.
Oh, they had escape surprise on? Or animal surprise?
So I had to do it twice. I was like, I'm gonna die. Because I'm not very
Not a
good
good
at this
feeling.
game.
You know, another one you don't want to find in there is Fantoon.
That would be horrible.
Because then
Nice
you're at
job,
the
Brandon.
mercy of RNG. Regardless of how much time you have left on the escape timer, if you get slow patterns from Fantoon, you just die.
Not on the
Leslie
planet when it
is
goes
saying
completely-
no to the animals.
That's sad. Nobody saved the animals today. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your GGs and chat for Leslie Pro, who finishes in 4th place on the restream and 15th place overall with a time of 3:39:09. And his comment was, "Cannot believe I missed a Sphere Zero check. Might have sub 3'd if not for that blunder." Carefully censored for the family-friendly ears of Speed Gaming.
Waiting to see if he's going to join us. And you really can't you really can't blame him if he decides he does not want to come in for an interview, because that's just not something you want to talk about. It's not a good feeling.
Not at all.
Still,
been a long
mad props for sticking to it.
Yeah, he didn't give up. He didn't surrender. He just kept trucking on and made it to the end.
And we do have him in the waiting room. And there is Leslie Pro.
is.
There you are, GG.
GG, I can only blame myself for missing Speed Booster for that long in a Kakariko check of all places.
Yep.
Don't worry, my friend. You're in good company. In the multi-world I did with Omniflask back in, I think, October, I skipped Chicken House and it had my hammer.
Well, that's unfortunate, but what I can say is this, that considering the mistake I made, I did okay routing this, because honestly, I had thought I hit the good sequence breaks I needed to hit, since I didn't have speed. Like, first try mockball, I was practicing that before going live. Couldn't hit it worth a damn, except for once. Then we go live, and I hit it first try, so I don't know what to say about that one. Maybe I'm better with the lights on, I don't know.
So the first time you saw that Moon Pearl, in PG language, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, well, on the plus side, I can at least show I can do that short charge. On the bad side, it's like, really? I definitely felt like I was thinking at that point, because gravity I knew was out of logic at that point, because I didn't have speed. The way I got it wasn't in logic. So at that point, I just proceeded to think, okay, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? I swear I checked everything Super Metroid twice until I checked Blind's hideout once and realized at that point I was like, son of a monkey. Well, that's not what I really said, but that's what I'm gonna say to keep it PG, and to shout out to Fred Coughlin, who says the same thing, son of a monkey.
Yeah, we were wondering when you were going to get back there, because we saw you had the hammer, which was at the bottle vendor, but we're like, how did he miss Speed Booster? It's the bottom left chest, the blind side. Like, did he just not go in there? And apparently you didn't.
What happened is I normally Blind's hideout's first place I go, but because I needed to buy bombs, it was south to north, and the way I routed that, I swung outward and did the well first. That's where I made my mistake.
And that's where the muscle memory and the mishap with not having bombs going through Kakariko, that's exactly what happened to me with Chicken Houses. I ended up walking past it and never going back.
I swear, I will say this right now. Anybody who says they have never missed a check in a randomizer is a bold-faced liar. And even if you haven't, the day is going to come where you're going to, and it's going to come back and bite you in the rear. Now, I did get lucky when I was checking out of Crocomire. It's like, I never saw Croc escape. And I managed to just blindly pick up the bow, so I felt pretty good about that. Because honestly, you take away that mistake, my early game routing, other than that one hiccup, was so good on point. The part that ticks me off about this the most is I feel like I could have sub-3'd this seed if not for that mistake. Although I will say this, I was fortunate to choose Turtle Rock first the moment I got Dark World access, because if I didn't get the hook shot there, I was heading to Pod next, and that would have been an even larger time sink. So I got to go mode Pod, Swamp, Thieves' Town, basically the first 4 Dark World dungeons that you're supposed to do in vanilla, which, can you say that happens every day?
No, how often do you see somebody go on Thieves' Town?
How often do you see being able to go mode a god pod?
Yeah, no kidding.
An extreme rarity, I can honestly say, between standalone Z3R and Randomizer, I have seen that less than 1% of the seeds I've played. So yeah, it's a rarity.
I'm looking at his item collection rate, and I'm actually like, wow.
Yeah, 189, I honestly think that might be the lowest I've had in a combo. But what helped is after I was done with the Turtle Rock, I'm like, I don't really have anything I really explicitly need other than ammo, so let's just check Hookshot Cave. I saw Charge Beam and said, that's enough, and then Plasma Beam fell in my lap at Argus. One loose end I just figured I'd ask, because I did play this seed in Lampless. Where'd that wind up showing up?
Stumpy.
You are one of 2 people on Restream to finish without a lamp, because you never had a reason to loop into Southwest Dark World. The other player was Nito.
Yeah. But anyways, it was a pleasure watching you. Even with your mistake, you still finished strong. I mean, honestly, I would have forfeited, but you kept trucking, and you still finished before some people did.
Yeah,
so,
well, thanks much
sir.
appreciated, because I almost did, but I just figured I'd gone through Super Metroid enough, so like, okay, let's just check Kakariko, and if it's not here, then I've really messed up, or the seed's broken. Because, I mean, sometimes you gotta think these things through. What if this was the one time that we had a broken seed on this?
So we're
That
talking
would've been
about
bad if that happened, mind you.
we're talking about accidentally orphaning something. DVS, who finished in 16th place behind you by 4 minutes, makes a comment: accidentally orphaning COS wastes a lot of time. What is COS?
Cane of Somaria.
And that was in right sandpit.
Yeah, it was. I made it a point to grab that on my exit from Meridia, because knowing Turtle Rock was a crystal, I knew I needed to grab that.
Yeah, that's an important item for sure.
It's a bit of an oof, is what I'll say to that.
Yeah, it seems like there are a few of us who missed stuff in this race. Like, there was another comment who wasn't found by one person because they... normally I do check at least Croc exit, but I already had stuff to go to Bubble Mountain at that time, so I didn't have to do that. But I also had Wave Beam, which allowed me to get that anyway, even with missing speed boosters, so I guess it worked out in the end. If I cannot make that one mistake, I'm almost scared to see what kind of time I put up, in all honesty.
I'm almost afraid to see what else you might have checked, because at first, it's something that made it extremely curious for me is you skipped all of Green and Pink Brinstar at first, and you ended up going down with just Varia. Was that a logic call, or did you consciously say, I'm going to Brin skip, or what was going through your mind there?
Logically, I was just charging at that point because I felt the progression was pulling me that way, and plus it allowed me to check Death Mountain for free, which, hey, you want the keys to clearing Tower of Hera? Here you go!
They are.
And then you obviously you have the hammer, so it's like, okay, now I'm going straight to Paradox Cave after Hera, why not?
Yeah, at that
It's
point,
way too
that's
tempting.
a conscious play to make, and when I had Titan's Mitts, I figured, let's just do a Super Bunny for LOLs, see if that's anything. Nope. 50 rupees each.
Super Ruby Cave. So
yeah,
all
basically.
in all, not
Never even
terrible.
saw it. Speaking of things never seen, Hype Cave never went, never had to.
Yeah, it was holding one of your mail upgrades.
That's all that was
And
in
the other
Hype
one
Cave,
was
really.
a Shaft Scoopers.
Yep, and you also missed out on half magic on the Pre-Moldorm 2 chest.
At that point, I was just in laser focus. I just wanted to be done with this.
I don't blame you.
Admittedly, I kind of did it to it was a self-inflicted wound, and I almost called it, but I'm like, nope, we need to check Kakariko one more time. And all of Kakariko. And it wound up being the answer. And at that point, it was just give Moon Pearl. Okay, let's just proceed to a Dragon. And fortunately, Precious was the Precious Ice Rod, which I needed for Trinex, and it was that Ice Rod that made me think, let's go to Turtle Rock first. And then I wound up getting to go mode the rest.
Well, I'm glad you stuck around because you put on a good show for our viewers, but it is time to wrap up the show. It has been 4 hours since we started, and 4 hours is about as long as we are allowed to go. So, with that, GG's to you, sir, and GG's to everyone else who was on the restream or not racing this weekly. GG's to my co-commentator Zaruvian and our tracker Razor Flame Coon, who had to step away for family things earlier, or bedtime. Something like that, earlier. As Zaru said, there's plenty of things going on the Speed Gaming family of channels, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 236, and plus Speed Gaming, I think there's one for German, Portuguese, Spanish, and French. Make sure you follow those channels as well if you follow any of those languages or speak any of those languages. But with that, I am Semper Fire Dog, and I will see you all next mission.
Thanks for having me on Restream. Until next time, take care.
Have a good night, everybody.